And we're back with more OmOneko. We are still on Clawdia's path, and we left off on a bit of a cliffhanger last time. So Waitress Chan and us have walked back to her home, and she has invited us in for coffee. And so both of our responses are kind of boneheaded, but which boneheaded response are we going to embrace, Jitaku?
We clearly need to do two. The bottom one. It's a little late for Oh.
She's inviting me to her apartment for a lot more than just coffee. I'm not gonna lie, the idea of this very attractive girl wanting to spend some intimate time with me is very alluring. My grin is huge and hides none of my nervous glee. More than lust, a part of me just wants to be close to someone after the encounter with rats. The way the cop and soldiers treated it like no big deal. They didn't call me enough to where I feel comfortable being alone. Still, yeah, I'd like that, but I have to get home. Oh well, suppose you can always share your tragic backstory again another time. She brushes it off as if it didn't matter to her either way. Only a sliver of her disappointment dampens that smile. It's barely noticeable. Pang of regret hits me for saying, I say no matter what, In-si-kun. Okay, I just gotta say, Tail Chaser, we love this game. We love this game a lot. But, like, it feels like this game should really have 5 routes in it, because it feels like Veronica and Waitress Chan here ought to be viable paths. Like, we just kind of had a bonding experience with her, and now we're just like, derp, we're just gonna walk away. We're gonna get up and walk away now. It's like, guys are killing us. Like, I get it. It's OmOneko, not Omo Waitress or Omo Next Door Neighbor Girl. But holy crap. Almost.
You know, this is literally, this is what Boulevard of Broken Dreams. This is literally, you know, I'm only imagining that he's got Boulevard of Broken Dreams playing in his head. Meanwhile, you know, Waitress Chan just sees, you know, literally Chud Kun just walking away. It's like, I literally threw myself at you. What the heck?
I threw myself at you. What? Why didn't you notice that I threw myself? How dumb are you?
Meanwhile, he's like, once again, that's Wonderwall. Cry minutely. Why can I not remember my sad boy song?
Are you okay, Jitaku?
No, I'm not okay. I don't... Okay, you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, I don't really listen to grunge music. I listen to, like... Well, I listen to you know, Italo disco and 70s rock music that goes on for like 15 minutes, okay? If you must know.
And whatever country music I throw at him.
I'm a big fan of Blue Oyster Cult. So...
Don't misunderstand. Coming up for coffee sounds really great. Just that I have other things. Responsibilities suck, don't they? Her cutting smile is back at full force. She nods approval, and the glimmer is back. I do want to go with her, but I also don't. Unexpectedly, but not forcefully, while still holding my hand, she steps closer and pulls me down into a kiss. It's not hurried, nor is there any hint of hesitation in the way her lips softly seize and capture mine. Warm, deliberate, and delicate. She is quite a good kisser. Bro.
I'm sorry, I had to plug in my PC. What? Bro, or are we still going on about how
kissed
he literally...
him. She legit just like grabbed his face and planted one on him. And I'm just like, dude, like, okay, one's kind of aimed at Noodles here. One's kind of aimed at Tail Chaser, and the other is just like a general bruh. Like, come on, get your act together, man. I think at this point, even someone as dense and stupid and unobservant as me might notice that she might be into me.
I'm just saying a powerful pause is a thing. I would definitely need to have Waitress Chan be basically be the Akuma of the
game. Because she trolls you so hard that you just lose the will to fight and just collapse.
No. She's like the secret boss character that shows up out of nowhere. Oh, that's the thing. Like Mia Mia is the M. Bison. She's the but if you go through the arcade mode or whatever, complete, then Waitress Chan shows up, just Shun Goku Satsu's Mia, and then you have to fight Waitress Chan.
Jeez. I'm just saying, Tail Chaser, we've talked about it before because they've actually commented on it by now. I was like, why no Veronica route? And they're like, we don't deserve Veronica. It's like, do we deserve Waitress Chan? Is this a thing? Can we talk about this? Can there be like OmOneko DLC where it's a Veronica path and a Waitress path? Come on.
This seems to be a thing in visual novels. Like the best character in Tsukihime, the best character in Fate Stay Night. And I know I'm doing a lot of Type Moon. I don't care. I like Type Moon. They didn't really get, routes either, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. When she pulls her lips away... What's that?
Oh. To that end, I just imagine if I did do a Battleheart Heat, visual novel, I can only imagine that, people would not be happy with me because I wouldn't have, the superlatively excellent koala ending.
Here I thought you were going to say Kabar ending.
We don't deserve Kabar.
We don't deserve Kabar, yeah. When she pulls her lips away, I'm not quite ready for the kiss to be over. Maybe some other time. Well, get home safe. She squeezes my hand for releasing it. Her fingers linger, then fall away. She unlocks the door to the building and heads up the stairs to her apartment. I wait until the door closes and latches itself before turning away. Despite the trauma of earlier, I'm feeling weirdly good. A smile on my face carries the echo of her kiss. It's a very good feeling when someone you think is attractive finds you attractive also. I should... Oh no. Stop dead in my tracks, my hand racing up to meet my forehead in a brisk slap for being such an idiot. I don't even know her name! It was flattering to be asked up for coffee, but I'm not Goro. I can't do one-night stands. Even though the feeling of her kiss lingers deep down, I'm glad I declined the offer. It's Claudia's lips I'm thinking about. I ignored the first time Claudia kissed me, because I didn't want to consider the implications. Tonight was different. Tonight I almost ended up passionately kissing her. I still don't know how I feel about it all, and here I am on my way back to her. Actually, I do. I know how I feel. I want to be with Claudia. I shouldn't, but I really want to. I shouldn't, because most humans don't see Nekos as people. Humans like Mia and Lind. Do I really want to shape my life around the opinions of people like them? The waitress's apartment really wasn't that far out of my way, just a few blocks over from how I normally walk to and from the convenience store. I pick up my pace and hurry the rest of the way home. I just can't sleep. Every time I try to close my eyes, my mind just keeps drifting back to the scene from earlier. The body, the blood coating everything, the rats, their red eyes glazed and lacking anything behind them, almost like machines. I turn on my bedside lamp. The light chases away the phantoms, but the acidic tang in the back of my throat lingers. It wasn't Shimi in the alley, but was it another wild stray like Shimi? Did it fancy itself a rat hunter like Pepper and bit off more than it could chew? Could it have been part of someone's family, like Claudia? Or was the cop right? Just some nameless feral that died, and some lucky rats found and made a meal out of it. That tangent just brought to mind the image of my Nekos lying dead somewhere, their blood spreading across cold, dirty asphalt. No! Stop it! We're all safe. Demand myself that that's true. Besides, if any rats did manage to chew their way in, I'd probably be the one to get eaten. I know that no rats could get in here or past Pepper and Claudia. Still, every little sound makes me twitch. I jump through mental hoops to justify to myself that I'm safe and sound. Rats are not hunting for me, looking for payback for calling the cops on their friends. I feel like a little child, afraid that the boogeyman is going to jump out of the dark and get me at any minute. I'm like a child, there's nobody to tell me that the boogeyman isn't real. In fact, I know they are real. I saw them earlier. My buddy said it was huge, scrawny, skin and bones, really mean looking. Just wrong to see something that big. They weren't huge, but they were big and angry. Grotesque, like something thrown together by an unskilled taxidermist. Slender with elongated bodies, made of too many bones and not enough skin. The vivid images of teeth and claws had me out of bed, unable to remain still. Think I'll go check on the girls. Pepper looks so innocent when she's asleep. You never be able to tell what a little hellion she can be. She's like these scheming in her dreams. When she was a kitten, she hunted rats. Rats like the ones I saw tonight. I just can't picture it. I checked the closet, forgetting momentarily that Shamey's not here. Her nest, the pile of blankets and pillows still lay on the floor waiting for her. It looked smaller than it used to. I'm sure she took a few things with her when she left. I'm also sure I won't miss any of what she took. I wish you could have stayed just a little while longer. I inched into Clawdia's room. She's lying asleep. Still, deep asleep. Cautiously approaching, I gently brushed the hair away from her face, careful not to actually touch her or make a single sound. I don't know what I'd do if anything happened to her. Like, sneaking up on a cat is basically impossible, dude. They can literally hear your breathing and heartbeat. Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. It's okay. Of course she doesn't mind that I woke her. I started to tell her nothing's wrong, but I can't. It would be a lie. I want to be honest with her, I just don't know how. The words don't come. Regardless, no more lying. Not to Clawdia, and not to myself. I want to tell her everything that happened, say that I thought about her. All I can manage is, I couldn't sleep. There's a start. Better than nothing. She studies me for a moment. She's beautiful. She's caring and kind. She's my friend. Are we in a relationship? I'm really not sure. I think I want us to be. Dream's bad. Kind of. She pats the couch next to her, indicating she wants me to sit. With me. We sit together on the cramped couch. Clawdia runs her hands through my hair. It takes me a moment to realize this is what Mom used to do to help calm her down when she was anxious. It feels rather strange, but relaxing. Clawdia hums her made-up tune as I lay my head against her chest. Slowly her hands brush the fears out of my head. I can't say exactly what my problem is. A primal part of me doesn't want to let go of the whole teams of cops with guns all over the streets rat situation from last night. The other part of me noticing things about Clawdia that I shouldn't. She's elegant. Every movement looks carefully choreographed, yet is natural and effortless. She moves through a room the way a swan glides across a pond, her sundress following in small waves like ripples on water. Eddies of joy follow her, and I follow in their wake. Noticing these things by themselves is not the issue. It's noticing that leads my eyes to trace the soft lines and curves of her body. I shouldn't note how her light dress clings to her legs and hips in a caress that highlights the parts of her beneath. I shouldn't, but I do. Several times, Clawdia catches me staring at her. She can tell I have something bothering me. I can only say to her, "Sorry, I'm distracted." Damn it. I screw up lunch. I'm so lost in my own thoughts that my head's practically up my ass. I swear I could use my kidneys as earplugs and my stomach as a hat. This isn't normal. If I keep acting like this, I could end up needing therapy. God knows what kind of therapy they gave you for watching rats eat a person, or for wanting to hold someone in your arms, someone that you shouldn't. Hand on my shoulders, both tease and torture. Why don't I feel like I deserve her? I want to be in her arms right now, to be comforted and cared for. I don't let myself. Sorry, I'm not sure how I burned the meatballs this badly, but there's no saving them. I guess we're having some grilled cheese sandwiches for lunch. Hey! Pepper snaps me out of my haze. Both cats have been watching me. I have no idea how long I've been zoning out. Brain dead, need fix head. Sorry, sad. I don't know if I'm sad. Last night I saw rats. Though I'm sure for different reasons, both cats instantly become glued to my words. They attacked someone. The police came and took care of them. I guess it shook me up. I'm disappointed in myself for bending the truth with what exactly happened. But half of what's shaking me up is the rats. It's not hard to focus on them. The image of that body. That alley. They were vicious. Really dangerous. It made me... Pepper's expression becomes stone. She balls her fist and shudders lightly, angry in some deep way. Pepper sigh, glad rats die. The other half of what she has me shaken up, my Clawdia, just looks like she wants to hold me and tell me it will be alright. Nightmare. I'll be fine. I just need to get over it. When dinner time rolls around, I'm not in the mood to cook. I have supervised Clawdia as she makes tuna sandwiches for us. Her heart's not in it. I can tell by the way she keeps stopping and looking at me. Once she finishes, she washes her hands and steps close to me. Here, for you. Her hugging knifes the part of me that's fixated on rats and burns it to ash. All that remains is the comfort I've been craving. I let myself be held, and the feeling of her body against mine sears its impression into my very being. I almost fell asleep. Maybe I did fall asleep. Either way, I'm not sleeping now. I'm just lying here. The mattress, my longtime ally, has become a foe. There's no position that is comfortable or will allow me to relax. In the dark room, my reflection in the window is ghostly. Appearing on the outside is hollow and detached as I feel on the inside. The seconds tick away. Each one seems to take longer and longer. Finally, the full moon, filling my room with its pale blue shine, beckons me out of bed. Again, I check on Pepper and Shimi's empty nest. But that's not why I got up. This time, Claudia's not asleep either. She stands in the dark, gazing out at the stars. The moonlight streaming in gives her an otherworldly glow. Claudia is swaying, slowly moving to the melody of a song being played somewhere far away, something only she can hear. I watch the tips of her braids, the tufts of her hair secured by scrunchies, gently sway as she moves her head slightly from left to right. She holds it there for a moment, and then moves right to left. Her hips follow slightly behind. Dancing? When she catches sight of me, she freezes. I don't know why I came here. Yes, I do. And so does Claudia. After a moment, she starts to sway again. She moves slowly and deliberately to an impossible tempo and an unconventional rhythm, a music from inside her. No longer a show for the moon and stars and darkness, now she does it for me. The way her ears and eyes track me as she moves is like she is capturing a three-dimensional image of me in her mind. Not looking at me as a human would, but examining me in the neko way, noticing and assessing, scanning for danger, finding her angle of attack. But Claudia sees no danger, and she aligns no attack. The moonlight through the window silhouettes her body, making her appear angelic, turning her thin dress translucent. And she sways, right to left, and then left to right. She's been in my life for longer than I can remember, and as I look upon her, a question insists itself upon me. One I can't answer. Why have I never seen her before, like this? Left to right, then right to left. This beautiful young woman standing before me tracks my eyes as I absorb her. Her hips sway gently. She sees my captivation at her form. She feels how fascinated I am with her, how I can't look away. Claudia opens her arms to her side to display more. There's a clumsiness to it, a shyness. Not apprehension, but worry. Worry that I'll reject her. Never. It has the opposite effect on me. It's hypnotic, like a snake charmer. She has me entranced, gently swaying, left to right, holding for a moment, and then swaying again, right to left. Her hips sagging just slightly. My Claudia. I thought I knew her, but I don't. I know almost nothing about her now. But we're connected. Something we've always had, just different now. A new and better connection. And Claudia, sensitive, empathetic, can feel me understanding. She can read me and see that now. I don't see her as Mom's Neko. She's not a thing. I see only Claudia, and I find her so very beautiful. I am in love with her. Rising to the surface, my passion for her overflows. Like the moonlight, it fills the room. The rush is intoxicating. Affection, right to left. Passion, left to right. Desire. She takes a single step closer. I place a hand on the door jamb to steady myself. Unconsciously, I've been swaying this whole time. Now an invisible shackle connects us, an elastic want. A need that won't let go tightens, pulling me to her. Right to left to right. Cold sweat runs down my back. My brain fills with a hot fog and the top parts switch off, leaving the less evolved parts in control. Right to left. Wrong to right. I take one bold and nervous stride to my Claudia, then another, every fiber in my being crying out to touch her, to feel her. She stops swaying, and the thin fabric hiding her from me falls away. We pause, a mere breath from each other. Longing washes over me in hot, heavy waves, dissolving all concept of self. The space between us becomes vague. Only our connection exists in a defined form. Only us. At some point, my hands found her hips. Her arms, still out to her sides, slowly close on me in slow motion. Clawdia's breathing deep now has a toneless hum to it. Or maybe it's me that's making that sound. Slightly trembling, her arms drape around me, holding me in an easy, delicate embrace, soothing the very core of me. All my apprehension and concern melts away, freeing me. She fits perfectly against me, and me to her. It is tender and real, and I want more than anything for it to last forever. We pull tighter into each other's arms, holding each other, together. As we pass the point of no return, she nuzzles closer than I imagine possible, nestling into my soul. Clawdia delicately licks my mouth. Her warm perfume and voice both whisper to me, "Please, now." We kiss. It is perfect. Like a warm summer breeze that rouses a field of wildflowers, our lips and tongue softly connect as we sway to a music of our own making. The blurred edge of our widening connection becomes its own slow dance, one with a destination both emotional and physical. Despite the urgency and longing, our lips move slowly. A heaviness that seemed to be holding me to the earth lifts, and the world around falls away. As we float, one of us is still trembling, but lost in the delicious taste of her, I can't tell who. Right to left, and left to right. There is no tease, only a promise of more for us, of everything we can be together, in each other's arms. How long have I been in love with you? The voice is mine, but the words are hers. Always. As a risk rewarded, Clawdia tenderly kisses my cheeks, eyelids, forehead, and moves to my ear. I press my lips to her neck. She throws her head back, releasing a soft moan. It roars through me. She is exquisite, my Clawdia, and she loves me. She loves me. This is a metaphor. If we find ourselves with a desire that nothing in this world can satisfy, the most probable explanation is that we were made for another world.
Yes, but a metaphor what?
So it comes after a meta 3 and before a meta 5. Life is a weird, tangled web of events. If Dad hadn't died, Mom and I wouldn't have detached ourselves from the world. Mom would never have received all that money from the insurance and the settlement. She never would have gotten a neko. I would never have known Clawdia. I try to imagine my life, what would have been like with Mom and Dad. Wasn't likely to have a little sister or brother, a career. If Mia hadn't hit a feral and wrecked her brand new car, then tried to take her anger out on Clawdia, we wouldn't have broken up that day. Would I have even met Mia? Or Goro? If I didn't have Shimi and Pepper keeping me stressed out, would I have realized Claudia's neglect? Would I have fallen in love with her? I did fall for her. I am in love. There's no doubt. The warmth radiating from my core and renewing my soul tells me so. It amazes me I didn't see it until now. I love her, and I'm happy. But if one change had happened along the way, from way back then to this moment now, it's crazy how different my life could have been. If I hadn't gone out, run into that waitress, and seen those rats, would Clawdia and I still have ended up together last night? Or ever? Regardless, here I am at this moment, in this life, with these possibilities. This is the only right now that I have, right now. Everything that happens in the next moment, and the one after that, and all the moments to follow, is, and will be, my life. My deep thoughts make me smirk. It's too early to get philosophical. A sweeping cascade of blonde hair catches my eye and my smile. In the midst of carelessly discarded clothes, the evidence of last night's passion, Clawdia stands blazing in the morning sunlight. Humming, she brushes her hair. Each pull of the brush sends her silky mane in huge sweep, fanning out as it glides away before delicately falling back to settle against her again. She is breathtakingly lovely. Everything about her makes me smile. Her gentle voice, humming her made-up tune, soft echoes of the memory of last night. I feel like I should know the tune. It sounds different now. It sounds happy, glad. The vision sends my mind back to earlier, touching, feeling, loving her. It makes me sigh deeply as I bask in the warm afterglow of us. My fingers reflexively close, grasping the memory being filled with locks of golden hair as hers gripped and gathered the soft sheets and the knots. When we finally felt being together, that I'm still feeling is what I want. This is how I've always wanted to feel. But can it work? That persistent, nagging doubt that I thought had been banished bubbles against the warmth, attempting to surface and sour the joy. My guilt starts to shadow my happiness with worry. The uncertainty grows. I try and force it away, but it's something that's been with me far too long. A dark part of me that spoils. It's caused me to miss out on life too many times. It scolds. I was intimate with a neko. No, I was intimate with Clawdia. I'm not the first person to have gone from being absolute in what I want to plagued by doubt about a decision after the moment fades. Not the first person to feel an unwanted debate begin. Clawdia is a neko, yes, but she is a person to me. She is the only one in my life who's ever really understood me. That doesn't matter. Mom and the world will not approve. I love her. I want to be with her. I just don't know how. Claudia is watching me. Before I can fully tamp down and banish my thoughts, expression tells me she sees the conflict I'm grappling with. In that instant, the joy fades. It's okay. Not worth it. Somehow I understand Claudia better now than I ever have before. The subtext of her words is more clear than it's ever been. Seeing my uncertainty, she's decided that she's not worth it. She's ready for me to accept that we're done, that any relationship we could have had was over before it started. Claudia, it's okay, because loved you. Glad wasn't pretend. Her smile feels so real, but I understand what it truly means now. She's only been holding on to the pretense of happiness. She was able to hide it from me so easily before. Now finally I know the truth. Somehow I see beneath that smile the hurt she feels, that she's always felt. I realize why the joy left me. Not because of some phantom social stigma. It left because of shame. Shame at how wrong I've been all these years. Shame that I didn't figure this out a long time ago. Claudia's lived her whole life in emptiness and isolation, the same loneliness that I have. But where mine was self-inflicted, hers was forced upon her. It's just, I don't know how. It's okay, understand. The way Claudia stands there, she looks like she did when she was a kitten, back when she first came to live with us. How long has she wanted to be close to me, but knew she couldn't? Ever since we were young, she only ever wanted to be around me, but I was too busy for her doing nothing. Too busy hiding from the world. Too busy for the greatest friend I could ever have, who was living just down the hall, adoring me from afar. I moved away, and she hated it. And then Mom moved away. And 6 months after I was back in the house with her, I still ignored her, giving all my attention to Mia. In a way, it had to be worse having me back. So close, yet so far away. Mia left, and immediately Pepper came to live here, and then Shimi. I stand and step close to her. No secrets. It's okay. She's already forgiven me. For all my neglect, she's forgiven me. For anything I could do to hurt her in the future, she's forgiven me. All I feel now is shame at how I've ignored her whole life. Ready for us to go back to being strangers who live together, Claudia runs her hand through my hair, one last touch of her star-crossed lover. I hold her close. Well, I hold her before she can turn away. I pull her close and hold her, keep her from burying the love she has for me away forever. I hold her like she's important. I don't know how to make it work. Not yet. But we'll find a way. We have to. You are worth it, to me. And that's all that matters. Claudia doesn't resist. She returns the embrace. Slowly, she begins to hold me as I'm holding her. Slowly, it's us again, holding on to each other.
Oh my god, it's Noodles. It's actually legit Noodles.
Noodles is getting it together. Not nice. I mean, it took you a while. Better late than never. Everything that's happened in my life has brought me to this moment. All the good and all the bad. I can't help but feel like it was meant to be. I don't care how cliche that sounds. I don't know how to make it work, but I do know that I'm finally where I should be, in your arms and holding you in mine. She trembles.
I'm kind of noticing Um, is it just me, or does Noodles, like, he's like, I finally laid pipe, and now I self-actualize into the man that I always was meant to be. Yes.
You know, he had shades of that in Shamey's story, to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, after the end, after that, he's like, man, isn't life beautiful? And even Lynn's like, wow, you're like way different now. He's like, yes, I know.
You know, this is a man who gets lost in his own head to the point where he has difficulty trusting other people, and I can say that because, you know, it takes one to know one. So, like, I get it, and I give Noodles a lot of flack, and most of it he deserves. But it's like, you know what, I can't help it but be happy for this idiot. So, she trembles at the words, "Nothing else matters. We'll figure it all out together." The joy returns. Claudia's love for me crowds away the ability to think or care about anything else. It drives away the shame. Only Claudia and I remain. Only us, pressed together and once again beginning to move in synchronicity, exist. My Claudia, you are worth it.
Once again, must point out, that's a metaphor.
That is definitely a metaphor. After spending the whole morning in Claudia's arms, it's mid-afternoon and I find myself in the position I was dreading. Intercepted by Pepper. Damn! She has to know about Claudia and me. How's she gonna react? Her intense expression and the hand behind her back instantly lend evidence that my worries were justified. Pepper, help!
Oh no!
She holds up a book. Damn it, Pepper! Why do you have that? Why do you have that? Legit, why?
We already know the reason, bro.
Because it's Goro's fault. Everything is Goro's fault.
And even when it's not Goro's fault, we can still blame Goro.
Yep. What the hell? Pepper's grin causes my mouth to frown. Yep, Pepper knows and apparently approves. But it's the way she approves. The big book of twisty ways to do it. Hell. What? I take a deep breath and settle down from the shock of Pepper handing me yet another inappropriate book. I mean, really inappropriate this time. Where did you get this, Goro? Theory confirmed. Why would Goro give you that book? She laughs in my face. Not give, Goro have. Now Pepper have. Okay, so Goro can't be completely blamed in the sense that he didn't, like, hand it to her, but we can still blame Goro, ultimately. And now I have Goro's stolen naughty book. Super.
Yeah, no, I'm still gonna blame Goro on this one.
Yeah. Quick look.
Kind of like when inevitably Mrs. Snek comes across all your figure drawing books, and you're like, no, you don't understand. You don't understand. It's not my fault that I have all those. It's Ditaku's fault.
Yep.
And I'll be like, yes, it's me. It's my fault. Run, Snek. I will fall on this sword.
A quick look through the book makes me flush. Positions. Most of these look like great ways to dislocate a hip. The sudden piercing tone of the chime rescues me from dealing with Pepper and her naughty book, in the same way being eaten by a shark rescues you from drowning. As always, the noise momentarily floods me with alarm. Cold fear and irrational thoughts swarm me. Feels like a heavy block of lead occupies the space that was my brain. What I really need to see a therapist about is getting over this near freak out every time the doorbell rings. Well, the thing is, I kind of get it. The doorbell ringing means you have to deal with people, and I hate doing that. So, I get it, man. Pepper disappears as I hide her book and move to the foyer. Way too much is happening at once. I need to get rid of whoever is here and get back to Claudia.
Yes, But the problem is, Professor, is most people don't, bring a gun and are like, hey, if you're not Girl Scouts, you need to leave.
No solicitation unless it's cookies. If it's cookies, let's talk. Otherwise, beat it. I don't know why, but I don't want to know who's on the other side of the door. I consider just not answering it and waiting for them to leave, but I don't. I take a breath. Sir, keep your hands where I can see them. I'm here on official government business. The fashion police weren't able to stop you, so the government has declared war on your t-shirt collection. Goro? Citizen, your wardrobe is a crime against humanity's collective taste. That's why Army Hero Goro is here to put an end to it. Holy crap, how are you here? No, that didn't work.
Army Hero Goro,
That didn't work? Okay, plan B. Good day, madam. Can I interest you in joining a cult? We have cookies and Taco Tuesdays. Ah, shoot, sign me up, son.
Tacos are supposed to be consumed on the Fridays.
Taco Tuesday is on Thursday. I grab Goro by both shoulders, so I feel like I won the lottery. You probably ate all the cookies, you cookie-eating army hero bastard. You look good. I always look good. You, on the other hand, look like a bag of wet farts. Feels like I haven't seen Goro in a lifetime, yet we immediately fall back into our same playful banter, as if we haven't had any time apart at all. He's in better shape and is more confident, if that's even possible. Goro stares for an uncomfortable amount of time. He tilts his head in varying ways, studying me, then he takes a moment to look around. I'm just gonna ask, what? Just checking. Seem to have all your limbs and no major injuries. House isn't burned down. Pepper's still alive, right? So far, yeah. Cool. It's about as much as I could hope for. On cue, Pepper appears. Seeing Goro, she tries to hide both excitement and anger with a look of indifference. She's not doing a good job of it. The swishes and thumps of her tail punctuate the conflict she must feel. Goro and I both acknowledge that she is there, but he doesn't directly address her. How's army life? It sucks. That's the nature of it. You learn to embrace the suck. Love the suckiness of the suck, while you hurry up and wait for something even suckier to happen. After a while, if things don't suck, you get suspicious. Kind of like dating your mom. Still pining from my mom, I see. Keep telling you you're not her type. You staying for a while? Nah, gotta be right back tonight. Actually, I'm here on official business. My confused expression causes Goro to pause a moment, deciding how to continue. Your mom sent me to make sure you were washing your ass. We talk about it daily. Ah, you're here to see my ass. Now it all makes sense. I'll show it to you, but it'll cost you. No military discount on unique items. Can't cost very much. You were always a cheap date. Now, better a cheap date than a cheap pig, am I right?
Damn. Damn. Damn, they really have known each other a while.
We both laugh. In typical Goro fashion, he breaks the ice with a joke, then down to business. Turns out the army's short on military nekos. I told my section leader about Pepper. She told our colonel, and, well... He turns to Pepper, looking at her while still speaking to me. Pepper and I are going to military neko training. I mean, if she wants to go. Goro rarely completely drops the clown act side of his personality. At this moment, he's uncharacteristically meek. His words have a plain honesty that reflect the look in his eyes. Pepper, a military neko? That sounds... Wait. How does this fit with you being a medic? Really? I'm disappointed you already forgotten my ability to wheel and deal. No, no medic? Isn't that why you joined? Why the hell would I do that when I could have a better job that involves Pepper? He's changed. Beneath the bluster, there's a solid and quiet humility about him. Not a lot, but for Goro, it's plenty. I don't really understand why he'd give up being a medic. Oh my god,
is this the canon route? Like, Goro's taking,
He's taking Pepper back, Shamey returns to the wild, and we marry our neko? Like, Clawdia's route might be the canon one. We'll have to ask the devs about it once we finish all 3 routes. I don't really understand why you'd give up being a medic. All that time as an EMT, all the past training and experience? She get to hunt rats, and I'll get to be her handler. We'll be together all the time. I mean, if she passes training, which I know she totally will. She's an awesome neko after all. And if she wants to go with me. The way he's looking at Pepper right now tells me he really wants her to go with him, more than he'd ever admit. Pepper's meeting his gaze stoically and intently. For a moment, they simply look at each other. Ah, hell, I screwed up, Pepper. I'm sorry I left you, especially the way I did. I think about you every day. I know I can't change the past, but I'd love to try to make it up with you with a future. This time, the choice is yours. You can stay here, and that's fine. Or if you want an adventure with me in the army, well, there are rats in need of a peppering. Best part is, we'll do it together. Pepper looks at me and suddenly feel like I'm intruding on this intimate moment, something that should only be for Pepper and Goro. She's expecting something from me. I smile and give a nod. Not sure what you're waiting for. Get him, Pepper! This makes Goro laugh. I see she's trained you well. He then quickly becomes serious again, waiting on Pepper's decision. Pepper returns my yes with a happy grin full of teeth that she quickly replaces with a narrow sneer and turns back to Goro. Her pose is suddenly full of sass as she cocks a hip and swishes her tail. After making him wait a very long moment, she finally speaks. Okay, Goro. Goro grins and gives Pepper a high five. The whole scene makes me smile. I notice that Clawdia isn't peeking out, watching from a distance. Goro! Hey, good looking, what's cooking? That's my second favorite Neko. Ever been making life interesting for you? Clawdia just smiles. Goro and Pepper now. Wrong! Pepper's sudden outburst grabs everyone's attention. Pepper and Goro! Their smirk, the sudden tension releases, and everyone chuckles in response. Pepper and Goro now. It's only a few words, but each one of Claudia says comes out. They truly became sisters, right?
Yes, that's nice.
It's only a few words, but each one Claudia says comes out slower than the previous. She says the last one while taking Pepper into a big hug. Pepper squirms and makes some disgruntled noises, but it's obvious she's only doing what's expected of her. She can't even hide her big smile. Yeah, Pepper get rats, Claudia get noodles. Someone say noodles? Oh, that's why you're showing up now. Always want to scam a free meal. Isn't the army feeding you enough cookies and tacos? To put it this way, there's not a lot of difference between the parts of the animal they use for meals and the parts they use to make our boots. Like yesterday, the thing they called lunch tastes like donkey ass cooked on a hot sidewalk. I'm pretty sure the military doesn't use that high quality of meat. And it was overcooked. Ah, so you too went to the snack shack. I understand.
I'm trying my hardest, damn it.
I have to give you shit.
Also, let it be said, I actually, most of the overcooked ones, I threw away. I'm not gonna flick this on our customer base. I want people to woohoo, not to go, oh no.
Karen will eat well tonight. What can I say? Ew. I'm reminded of Shimi's presence and the lingering aftertaste that would make a buzzard puke. I'll save that story for another time. Yeah, we can whip up something for our favorite army hero. We? Oh, you asked what's cooking. Goro knows that if he shows up unannounced for dinner, it'll probably be something simple. What he doesn't expect is how Claudia is in putting it together. Impressive! Betting your mom doesn't know about this. No. Then I add, not yet.
No. Yes.
Goro spends the next hour being repeatedly shocked and surprised. First of all, we prepared the meal, then eating it while I give him the quick version of everything that's gone on since he left. Mostly everything. I hadn't heard about rats coming to the surface in town, but like I said, Pepper is going to get to pepperize lots of them. Rat's gonna cry. Then Pepper get pie. Good thing we helped that feral. Not supposed to talk about how the rats actually are a bigger problem than people think, or that we had to guard the farmland to keep rats from eating all the crops and animals. I mean, I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. It's Goro's turn to fill me in his highly exaggerated heroic army exploits, saving the world from ratzillas and what they see as an all-you-can-eat buffet. And then there's Nurse Chan, our unit's medic. I have no free time since I'm doing all his paperwork. This guy is a king-sized douche. Goro here, Pepper seems to have forgotten all about Claudia and I being together. Once or twice, Goro gives me an odd look, but nothing is said, and Claudia and I act as if nothing's changed. I'm not ready to share that part. Not yet. For a while, it feels like old times, but too soon it becomes more and more obvious that this isn't a return to past status quo so much as it is a temporary break. Then, sadly, the good times end all too quickly. Pepper grabs her small suitcase, and the four of us gather in the foyer to say our goodbyes. It's nice you'd invite me over. The triumphant banquet could have used some work, but I'll give it 3.5 stars. 2 star, need more pancake. Sorry, man, I tried. Looks like 2 stars it is. Better luck next time. Stay out of trouble, Goro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I'm going to make it back to base by curfew. We need to get going. Pepper puts down her small suitcase and rushes at me like she's going to give me a hug, but then suddenly reaches at my arm for a pinch. I flinch reactively. She stops, smiles, and lightly punches my shoulder. Too slow, get good! Then she turns, and after a moment's awkward pause, returns Claudia's hug from earlier. Be good. No problemo, Pepper awesome neko. Claudia good too. Visit soon. Yeah, I know it's a long drive from the base to here, but you better come visit sometime. Oh, you'll see us again. Don't doubt for a second. Girl gives me a salute. Then, just as I'm about to respond in kind, he switches to a handshake, forcing me to change mid-motion. Too slow? You do need to get good. Pepper cackles as I try to keep up with Goro's handshaking antics. For a moment, it looks like she's trying to think of something bratty to say, but instead just smiles and shrugs. Thanks. I miss you. Both of you. Of course you will. Haven't you heard? We're awesome. Let's go, Pepper. Adventure calls. Car parked out front is not Goro's. Hey, where's the turbo? Don't tell me you traded it for this thing. Goro seems caught off guard for a moment, but he recovers quickly enough that it makes me second-guess myself. This? It's a buddy's. The turbo? Boring story. He doesn't say anything else. He just smiles at me. A genuine smile of a friend who's been through a lot and is about to go through a lot more. As Pepper makes a face at me from the car window, the two of them disappear into the night. Claudia wasn't as close to Pepper as she was to Mom or Shimi, but I still worry that another person leaving her could push her into some kind of depression. She must be able to read my thoughts because she smiles and offers, "We'll miss them." Yeah, me too. You wanna know the weird thing? Feels right. Like this is what was supposed to have happened. Claudia smiles and hugs me. She had made the decision on her own, and was determined to stick to it. She had, after all, not been given the option to make decisions before. The sun seems particularly bright as I wake. I spend a moment enjoying the vivid blue sky through my bedroom window. Claudia's already up and about. With Pepper and Shimi gone, the house is oddly quiet. No, not quiet, and not empty either, even though it is both of those things. It's more a feeling of ours. Simultaneously less without Pepper and Shimi, and more with Claudia and I together. Today is also exciting because this is the day I pick up more plants for our garden. Bizarre that I would find gardening something to look forward to. And Mom won't even believe it when I tell Mom. The thought chills me. I no longer have to worry about her discovering Pepper and Shimi, but now, if she ever found out that Claudia and I are in a relationship, that I'm defiling her neko, is that what I'm doing? No, it isn't. Still, I can't imagine a scenario where she would look kindly on us being us. I just have to make sure she never finds out ever. Not a practical solution, but what other option is there? Yeah, I got nothing. I'm sure there is one. I'll just have to figure out what it is. I will eventually, promised Claudia. I catch her in the kitchen already pulling out things for breakfast. Bacon and eggs, eh? She jumps slightly. Normally I can't sneak up on her. Not that I was trying. Surprise! Want to? I gave her a smile and a pat on the bottom, then turned on the stove and cracked the eggs into a pan. Want to slice up the bacon? Let me get that for you. Can't find that knife with the blue handle and settle for a shorter one. As I drag the blade across the meat, I realize I'm doing it again. Instead of showing you and then letting you do it, I've taken over. Sorry. I hand Claudia the knife and step back to the eggs. She does a lot more than she used to, but I still don't trust her in the kitchen. Old habits die hard. It's going to take time for me to let her do even more with the meals, but this is our new beginning. I think we've really been fortunate that Shimi never tried to cook anything in the house or the backyard. Yeah. Claudia gets the bacon slice and brings it over to me on a plate, which I take and add to the pan. She closely watches me work the eggs and bacon around, giving a look of fascination as I playfully show off my mad spatula skills.
I freely admit I have never actually had just a slice of, or a slab of bacon that I need to cut slices out of.
Yeah, I have not done that. I am lazy. I get, like, microwavable bacon because I have low self-esteem, so...
Oh, come now, Professor. Just get a skillet and just do it. You don't even need to, like, really grease the thing.
Yeah, I know, because pork renders in its own fat really well, but yeah, no, I'm lazy. Want to make some toast and slice of tomato, or babysit the eggs and bacon? Eggs, bacon, please. Clawdia smiled gross. She takes the spatula. I turn the heat down and keep one eye on her as I grab bread, cheese, and a tomato. In a short time, the food's ready to be plated. First time, breakfast alone. It takes my morning brain a second to translate Clawdia speak. She's telling me that this is the first time we've had breakfast where it's only the two of us. That can't be right, can it? Yeah, only us. Clawdia nods emphatically. Try to remember a time when we may have had breakfast without Mom, or Mia, or Shimi, or Pepper. None come to mind. Even the few recent meals we had with just the two of us, there was always another Neko nearby, somewhere in the house. Wow, I guess it is. Us. Feels good. Shimi and Pepper gone, even the air feels thinner, lighter. There's an empty peacefulness I can't explain. Different now. Clawdia nods. She feels it too. There's neither happiness nor sadness in her tone, only the same simple acknowledgement I had earlier. Less without them, and also more because we are now us. I put down the plates and take her hand. Our new beginning. Yeah, new beginning. Ours. You know what? I think we'll see Shimi again someday. In fact, I'm sure of it. She'll run by here, and if we're not acting too domesticated, she'll stay for a while. Hope soon. Then there's Pepper. She's far too much of a pain in the ass to be gone for good. Pepper not forget Bounce. Very true. I still owe Pepper a bounce. There's no way she'll let that go. We enjoy breakfast for the first time in a house with only the two of us as occupants. The whole time I can't help but steal looks at her. Clawdia does the same. When we catch each other looking, when our eyes meet, there's an exhilaration and we giggle. I think it'd take us an hour to finish breakfast, and my face aches from smiling so much. Hey, good news, we get our plants today. Can't wait. She beams brightly, anticipating the work ahead of us in the garden together. I tease a little. I think you should go pick them up. I'll take here and take a nap. As expected, she meets my proclamation with wide eyes. What's unexpected is the look she gives. Is she actually considering this? For a moment, I imagine Clawdia heading off to the store. There's a whole world out there. You should see it. It's a ridiculous notion, and I can see Clawdia doesn't like the idea. She's now making the same face that she made when Pepper suggested going to the park. Besides, Clawdia would be lost even just a few blocks from home. Still, Clawdia heading off to the shops like it was the most normal thing in the world. The confused expressions of anyone she'd pass in the street makes me chuckle. Staring. Sorry, I'll go grab the plant so we can get to work right away. Home soon? Yes, right to the store and straight back home. Back to our home and to you. Time seems to pass differently. Maybe it's that life has suddenly gotten simpler, just the two of us in the house. The usual feeling of never having enough time and always more to do is strangely absent. Even the walk to the store feels pleasant. Sunny out, but not overbearingly so, and there's a steady breeze that brings many pleasant scents and sounds of the outdoors. I also can't help myself as I pass several people who politely ignore me, imagining the expressions of shock they'd have if Clawdia was walking with me right now. The idea makes me feel like some kind of revolutionary. I shake my head and chuckle to myself. Oh well, if it isn't my favorite cash cow. You seem happy? Yeah, I just thought of something funny. My plants in? In the back. I'll ring them up, and you can grab them. The digital readout wipes the smile from my face. Is this right? It's almost twice since I've ordered them. Why are they so expensive? Beats me. I don't make prices. But if it makes you feel any better, the cost of all food has gone up too. It's been all yesterday repricing everything. Annoying, right? Has every store's prices gone up? Or is this just this place? They don't pay me to know. The prices from the supplier are higher across the board. Doesn't seem like a local thing. It's only me and Clawdia in the house now. I'll have plenty of money to afford everything, but it's strange that things are suddenly so much more expensive. I begrudgingly pay and follow Lind into the stockroom, where I'm greeted by a life-size Sin Kitty poster. What the? Wearing nothing more than a trench coat and a diabolical expression. It's definitely Kit, and it's definitely adult. I can tell this is not made by the artist from the book. It looks like a fan art adaptation. If Kit was a hardcore neko stripper sadist that was hired to give jump scares in the second circle of hell. I say stripper in the most reserved sense of the word. What I'm actually seeing is a level of lewd that would make a tentacle monster blush. Something not easy to do with a character that much of the time is half naked or falling out of her outfit while smashing bad guys with a shovel. Like my poster, eh? I see you're a man of culture. Linda's been enjoying my reaction to this life-size piece of psycho cat girl material. I can't help...
Welcome now. We have finally achieved full Greg Ascension.
I can't help feeling that's why I'm back here. How do you have this? I bought it, with money.
Off the internet, it's a thing you can do.
I mean, I've seen a lot of Sin Kitty, but nothing like this. Yeah, I know. I grabbed it the moment I saw it. The blood drains out of my head every time I come back here, too. It makes you think the world needs some Neko strip clubs. Then statement comes across as one of those edgy trolling things someone says for the shock value, and at the same time, possibly something he actually thinks the world is lacking. Neko strip clubs. Giving up on your Neko petting zoo idea? Never. The idea is solid gold. Just expanding it to include music and drinks. What kind of insurance covers Neko stripper biting off the nose of a handsy customer? Then smile flattens and his eyes narrow. You're a lucky man to have a hot Neko prancing around your house. I don't think there's a guy on the planet who wouldn't spend a little time in your shoes. Even if this is his strange sense of humor, Lynn suddenly admitting his lecherous thoughts about Clawdia brings my defenses up. The idea of him leering over her actually causes my throat to tighten. He's convinced himself that I've always been having an inappropriate relationship with Clawdia. A relationship that is taboo at best. At worst, celebrated by guys like Lind. Fortunately, my rational brain diffuses my emotional tension. Lind is the type of guy that, once he's latched onto an idea, no matter how absurd it is gonna run with it. Only an act of God would change his mind about it. There's no point in me trying. I simply give Lind a dismissive smile, and slowly count to 10. You're a strange dude, Lind. His laugh is genuine, but slightly off-putting. Takes one to know one. Wish I could think of a way to argue with that. I tried to think of the most annoying laugh he could have, and that was kind of the best I could come up with off the cuff.
Yeah, actually, no. No! No! No!
Bitaku was, then strung up in town square.
Well, oh my, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
How annoying to see you again.
Hoisted on my own petard again.
I wish this would stop happening, Bitaku mumbled to himself.
But it won't. I'll keep doing it. I'm kind of foolish like that.
Carrying the tray of plants is more work than I anticipated. They're not that heavy, but the young starter plants are twice the size of the last order. The heavy tray is more suited to a car's back seat or trunk, not carried down the street. At least the size of the half-dozen plastic bowls justifies the cost.
That's true. Those trays are pretty big. They're really not something that I would recommend just walking around with.
Yeah, they're big, and most of them are really flimsy plastic, too.
Well, most of them are designed to be in... if you actually work at or see, the planter staff... Right. They actually will bring in metal racks that they'll all be on. So even they are not just going to be hefting them around the way that Noodles is right now.
Right.
Yeah, they're going to be wheeled around.
Focusing on this uncomfortable load gives me time to decontaminate my brain after dealing with Lind. The moment before my arms give out, Clawdia comes racing over to help. Taking the tray, she excitedly greets the newest addition to our slowly growing vegetable garden. So big!
Why didn't he pause or take a break?
I don't know. He's a very bloody-minded man.
You're kind of stupid some days.
Seeing her bright smile and the light in her eyes, it's like witnessing the sunrise after a storm. A truly marvelous act of nature that is so often missed. Yeah, much larger than I expected them to be, and heavier. This would be a great time to tell her that I love her. I start to, but don't. I'm not sure why I don't. Can't wait. Plant now. I shake my arm to get the blood flowing back into them again. Then, using tea bags from the tin in the cabinet, I make a pot of ginger peach green tea. After pouring it into 2 tall glasses, one of which is mostly milk, and added ice and a mint leaf to each, I join Clawdia outside. She already has her gardening tools out and is making a hole for the first plant. You're pretty eager to get them into the ground, eh, Claus? It's like pirate treasure, but reverse. I put the glasses of iced tea in a safe, shady spot and start filling the watering can with the hose. Watching Clawdia work, my eyes trace the soft lines and curves of her body. I don't think there's a guy on the planet who wouldn't pay to spend a little time in your shoes. I should be revolted by Lynn's comment, but instead my mind latches to a truth of it. She is beautiful, as a person, as well as physically. Feeling attraction to her is natural. If it was only lust, I probably would feel rightfully guilty, but I'm not like Lynn. She's not an object or a thing to me. I love her for the person she is beneath the beauty. I love her, not in spite of her strangeness, but because of it. Strangeness that is Clawdia, and I feel absolutely no shame about that. In fact, I would be ashamed to feel any shame about being with Clawdia, because what I'm feeling is the best thing that's ever felt in my life. I'm a better person because of her, finally starting to feel like my life could have purpose. Like I could do more. She makes me happy. She always has. Now that I can see it, I just want to make her feel happy and loved. What's holding me back? Why am I not telling her? I take over digging the holes for the new plants. Clawdia puts the plants into the ground and gives them a healthy drink of water. Roots chase water. She pokes holes deep into the soil around each plant with a metal rod designed for the job. Then, she waters the area so the soil both at the surface and under the plant is saturated. Important, deep roots. I take mental notes on the lesson she shares with me. I have no idea how Clawdia knows these things, but it all seems to come naturally to her. You know, I bet 1 or 2 small pear trees back here would be nice. I think I read that you need male and female trees. Can't remember if that's right. I'll have to do some research on that. But we could always put the male tree in the front yard or on the other side of the fence by the bedroom window and 2 female trees back here. Lucky boy, many girls. Don't worry, Clawdia. I think having 3 Nekos here proves that I can't handle more than 1 lady in my life. A smile fills the whole backyard. For a while we work in silence, enjoying the task of being together. Eggs plant. We should grow some eggplant? Yeah, want to. Done. Next time I go to the store, I'll order some. See? Pointy leaves. The smiles and sweat, we enjoy our work in the garden. The smiles and sweat, we enjoy our work in the garden. Once everything is planted, Clawdia shows me what is a weed and should be pulled out, and what isn't and should be left in the ground. Ah, yeah, I get it now. Finally, after pulling weeds for a while, we wash our hands and sit on the grass, basking in the afternoon sun. It's easy to enjoy all we accomplished, a few snacks, and our iced tea. Our little picnic is quickly finished, save for a few crumbs. I look over to Clawdia and catch her watching me. You're staring at me. Yeah. Her expression is both shy and full of ideas. I share her grin in my daydream about further altering the backyard to be even more special for us. I think we need a small round metal table and chairs for the garden. Maybe a big patio umbrella for shade. Or even better, I think I'll start saving so we can buy a small gazebo. Gazebo? It's like a little pavilion, or an azumaya. A roof on stilts with benches. We get some grapevines to grow on the side, maybe a blueberry bush or 2. Gazebo. Clawdia listens entranced as I set the scene of the 2 of us sitting in a small gazebo in our backyard. Sparkle in her eyes, her perked ears, and her soft, warm smile causes me to realize that enjoying the garden is not some future idea, but something that we're already doing. We can have tea and picnics even in a light rain. I wonder if the big branch on the flowering tree could support a swing. I stop talking. We simply lie together, looking at the few clouds up above, slowly making their way across the sky. Should we call it a day? Not yet. A smile that accompanies her reply is a hint of mischief at the edges. She beckons me closer, first with her eyes and then with her lips. Clawdia leans over to me and presses her mouth to mine. She undoes the tie of her dress with a sultry ease, exposing all of her smooth skin. She's lovely in a way I'm not prepared for. All I can do is smile and appreciate as the magic of her washes over me. We're out of sight from the gate, but still, if Veronica came over now, she would see us, catch us. The small possibility of being discovered, the risk of being caught sends a thrilling shiver down my spine. Okay, buddy. Whatever floats your boat. It's reckless, but I don't care. I'm with Clawdia, and I'm happy. Her body glistens with a light sheen of sweat from our earlier exertions, reflecting the warm light of the afternoon sun. It makes her skin appear to shimmer with a soft golden glow. I reach out to her. She leans her body over me, gently pulling my head to her chest. She entwines her legs around mine. Then her tail, like it has its own mind, wraps around my back and holds on too. In doing so, her whole body twists onto me. She's trying to press every molecule of her body against mine. It's a closeness I've never experienced before. It's as if she had reshaped my very soul with her desire. In return, I give myself over to her completely, melting into her embrace and savoring the raw, honest connection between us. We are willing victims to the uncaged heat and passion that so easily consumes star-crossed lovers. And we love first with our hearts and then with our bodies. This is a metaphor!
Right in the backyard? Damn.
Yeah, I was about to say, you guys couldn't even take it inside? Water and sun and love. Yeah, definitely need to replace the gate with a proper fence.
I mean, I guess, this is literally getting over himself and be like, I don't care who sees.
Yeah, there is that. Definitely need to replace the gate with a proper fence. That needs to be the first thing I save up for. We lie on the grass, her head on my shoulder, holding each other and basking in the afterglow of our intimacy. Clawdia lifts a slender arm up to the heavens, as if gesturing towards something I already should have noticed. I crane my neck to see whatever it is she's watching. Except for clouds.
Already noticed. Veronica!
Oh, jeez! Oh, my. Except...
Click. That's going in my later folder.
Or, alternatively, this could go a harem direction. Veronica could just jump on in there. Just throw that out there.
I mean, that's true, too.
Except for clouds, the sky is largely empty. Still scanning for anything of interest, a corner of a wayward cloud creeps in front of the midday sun, casting a gentle shadow over the backyard. Carried by the breeze, it soon passes, only for another to take its place. Boat! A boat? In the air? You're silly, Claws.
It's called a Zeppelin, Snek.
That's what he said, not me. She shakes her head. Her outstretched arm slowly and methodically tilts left, as if tracking something. Try to trace a line from her fingers at the point she's indicating. From this angle, it looks like she's following the cloud in front of the sun. There's nothing particularly odd about her cloud of choice. It's the usual puffy white, more or less flat along the bottom edge and curved on top. It sort of resembles a crescent moon or maybe a ship. You're right, it does look like one. Pirate ship! Grinning from ear to ear, her index finger snaps to another cloud. Snail now! Stretched oval with a large protruding bump along the top. If you squint a bit, you can even see little eye stalks. Right again. Hopefully it stays up there. Don't want it chewing on your garden. Our. Yeah, our garden. Clawdia giggles, enraptured by the display above her. The wind at that altitude must be the right speed. Most of the clouds are surprisingly angular and distinct. I wonder how long she's been picking out shapes in the clouds as she points to another. That one now. I ponder a moment. Teapot! Yeah, teapot. She claps her hands together, evidently proud of me. You're not keeping score, right? You'd already be way ahead of me. Just fun. She smiles gently and shakes her head. We don't need to compete with each other. A few seconds pass before she decides on the next cloud. Pizza anchovies. Really? Well, it's like a pizza with anchovies. Clawdia giggles into my shoulder. I give a playfully dramatic sigh. You, Mom, and your anchovy pizza. You two always did like those salty little fish that look like eyebrows and taste like snot. It's good. Sorry, Claudia, I'm with noodles on this one. Good. How would you use a different word? It's not like you said pickles. Mmm, yummy. For you. I'm with Claudia on this one. And that's what matters. So besides...
Really, Snek? Really? This is where you draw the line?
I don't like cucumbers! I don't like cucumbers, and pickling them does not make them any better.
I would disagree. Pickles are fantastic.
All for you, my dude.
You know what? That's fine.
Besides anchovies, what else do you like? She kisses me. You? Oh, that was so stupidly cute, I couldn't help but grin at that. We lay quietly, until another question pops into my head. Claudia, why did you stay in the sunroom? After I left, why didn't you move into my old bedroom? She places her head on my chest. Her hair cascades over me. The tip of her ear gently tickles my chin. Your room, when you came back. You didn't take my room because you were waiting for me to come back. She tells me this as if she knew I'd be back one day, something she absolutely believed. Happy that I understand her, she answers with a broad smile. Yeah, of course. What she's saying is more than I can comprehend. She knew. The whole time I was gone, she waited for me to come back, because she knew in her heart I would be. I hold her tightly to me. No one's ever loved me like this. Something inside me, something that has been silent my whole life, burns in my chest and desires to be worthy of these feelings, to earn this love and to be deserving of her. Noodles, my boy, that is the consequence of feeling like you would earn love rather than give it. You have been conditioned, like many men before you, that your worth is based on how much you provide and how much you don't complain when you have to deal with the negative. But that's not what love is, my dude. That goes for all you assholes at home, by the way.
No, Snek, no, you cannot take this away from me. I
No,
must become productive.
I am taking this from you. I'm taking this from you and everyone watching, especially you indie game devs, because I know you're all guilty of this. Like, your productivity, your output does not determine your value as a person. Your value as a person is inherent to your condition of being a good person. And if you are a good person, then guess what? You're worthy of love. You need to let go of the hurt and the trauma and everything else that's told you otherwise, because it's a load of crap, and you know where that it is. You know in your heart that it is, and that you deserve better, and that you should love yourself and allow other people to love you too.
But Snek, if I don't hold on to these scars, then am I really the same person that I am?
You'll always have the scars. Scars are how we heal. The truth of the matter is they don't define who you are. So, are you going to wear the mask and cry, or are you going to be honest with everyone?
See, that's another interesting question, because the problem is that if a person, especially a man, is actually vulnerable or mocked, like unceasingly so.
In many instances, that's true.
The true masculine romance of enjoying, beauty, especially feminine beauty, of enjoying simple things, of marveling at things. We are very romantic as a gender.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember seeing this thing about this guy who literally broke down and cried because he had this spool of wire, and he's like, I had used this for like 40 years. And I was like, damn, that's really, I get that. I feel that. And yet his wife, like, just ceaselessly raked him over the coals for this. And it's like, this is the reason he is never, ever gonna, ever be vulnerable to you like this again.
Nope.
You have ruined your relationship now. The man who actually spent time and was like, I am going to reveal this part of myself. And what you do, you make fun of him. And this is the world, unfortunately. And this is the reason why, honestly, like, this is the why of what you're just complaining about, Professor. I absolutely agree. But I also will tell you, the world is cruel, especially to men. I wish it weren't the case.
The world is people, my dude. The world is the people that make it up. Now here's my counter rejoinder argument, whatever you want to call this.
Okay.
The vast majority of everything is garbage, and that includes people. Let's be honest. People will hate you for any reason. The human brain is specifically...
That is probably the most base thing you ever said.
No, it's true though. Think about it. If you first meet someone, your brain immediately tries to compartmentalize them. You're immediately trying to put them in a box. That's human nature. That's not a personal failing. Everyone does it. But any number of people, the random stranger you meet on the street will give you 10,000 reasons to hate their guts. And maybe they're right. Maybe you should. But maybe you shouldn't. And I say that if anyone, especially a romantic partner, can't accept that romantic element, that poetic soul, if someone feels like you're lesser because you expressed yourself, that person is a fundamentally bad person and you should not be with them. Like, men are held to a particular standard. This much is absolutely 100% true. You are completely spot on. But here's the thing that I think men need to know. Like, out there, you don't have to. You don't have to tolerate it. You should never feel like, oh, well, I'm never going to do better. I have to deal with my personal Mia, who is going to just keep me under her thumb and her heel, and all I'm to her is an ATM machine and a providing machine and a status symbol, like a leased Porsche. Okay? Because you're more than that. You are more than your check account. You're more than your house, your car, your status, what you look like. There's someone out there who cares. All right? I believe this in my poetic soul. If a woman laughed at me or thought less of me because she saw the moment, like, here on the channel, I've freaking cried on my own videos before. Like, if they thought less of me for it, fuck them. Okay? I'm an hour into this. I can say that. Don't take that. Don't take that. Let them suffer the loneliness of their own awful behavior. Because you don't deserve that. And you deserve to love yourself and find someone who will do the same. Okay?
I mean, fundamentally, and I suppose if we're doing this, we might as well, I might as well just opine on this. I absolutely, well, I agree with you. Honestly, though, I really wish that society needs to understand that there needs to be single-sex spaces. And I know there is a certain group out there that will scream and yell and be like, that's a spectrum, you're wrong. It's like, interesting, but the evidence, the data seems to suggest that no, in fact, it's not a spectrum, it is a binary, and it seems to be that there seems to be a tendency and a desire towards that tendency from each sex. Now, does this mean that, there's only a single box and each, just there's two boxes? No. But I think that each sex needs their own spaces. And we are allowing, one sex to have their space. We are not allowing another. And this is, I think, part of the problem. Also, there is a huge amount of preference, particularly in regards to the family. And I think a lot of the ills that we are seeing are coming from this because, honestly, you need two parents. You need a father and you need a mother because, mothers are great. I love my mom. She has done, Mama Pugum I wish I could go up to, the church and say, I want to nominate this woman for sainthood. She has put up with a lot of crap over the years. But, moms can't do it alone. And they cannot. Honestly, there is a animal instinctualness about when, your father speaks, because they can reach a baritone that no adult woman can. And I have thought about it. And it's like, yeah, no, absolutely. People react differently. And also, I mean, there's just a certain experience. There is a certain wisdom that the father has that the mom doesn't. Not to say that, once again, this is not indicting or saying that one is better than the other. Honestly, ultimately, I think both are complementary and both are equally necessary.
Absolutely. We are a social species. We are drawn to one another. And we
absolutely
want to find that wholeness, that completeness, that relationship that complements and completes the picture. And I think that a lot of people, especially in the era of social media, have been getting this really awful messaging that they should just have it figured out by the time that the clock strikes their age as 21. It's like, but that's not how life works. It's complicated. Things happen. Sometimes one gets away. Sometimes one's not good for you. And
shit, I haven't gotten it together, and I'm almost double that.
We're ancient. We're ancient, little Jimmy. We're well past our prime. There is no hope for us. But, out there in meat space where you humans do weird human things, there is hope. There's answers. There is someone out there waiting for you, and maybe you've met them, and maybe you haven't. Maybe you'll meet them tomorrow. Maybe you'll meet them 10 years from now. Life is a strange, very strange journey. And you know what? That's what makes it worth living.
Don't I know it? Absolutely.
Yeah. And, sometimes there's going to be hills and valleys, man. That's life. That's how you're going to get treated.
We know it? Good Lord.
Yeah. So, we've kind of gone off on several tangents.
Yeah, I was about to say, we should probably reel this back in before the tail teacher devs start to be like, oh my god, what have we
what have we done? We have we have these idiots pontificating about politics and economics and family theory, and the point I'm trying to make is, sometimes your relationships will be a Mia. All right? Sometimes you're going to get a Mia, and sometimes it's bad. But, your Clawdia, your Shimi, and for you weirdos out there, your Pepper is waiting for you. All right?
Pulling out Clockwork like that, damn.
Yeah, you know what, Clockwork? Your Pepper is waiting for you out there, okay? So don't waste your time with the Mias. That's the point I'm trying to make here. I didn't mean to get on a soapbox, but I did. I will now get down off of it.
No, it's important, and honestly, I feel like now of all times, it honestly is important to say, because it's really unpopular, but I agree. I feel like it needs to be said, and honestly, I mean, having worked in education, having worked out in the world, the professor hasn't really done a whole lot of customer service. I have, and I've seen a lot of families, I've seen a lot of things, and it breaks my heart a lot of days, just because I'm like, man, I have had situations where little younger employees have come up to me and basically treated me like a father figure, and I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, that is really, really flattering. On the other hand, I'm like, that is really sad that you're coming to me to be your not dad babysitter.
Dude, you have a sagacious wisdom about you, and I think that comes from your role as eldest of the siblings Putum, and also just your experiences. I think you don't give yourself enough credit.
Probably not, but anyways.
I close my eyes.
More to the point.
I close my eyes, and we kiss.
Hey, chicka bomb bomb.
This is a metaphor.
Wow, we are getting some Kamen Rider Kiva levels of metaphor here. What does the strawberry ice cream indicate? Well, if you think about it, there's the cream, and then there's the eggs, and you mix them together.
The omelet's
and there's
a
also
metaphor.
the strawberry.
Made it. You made this? For you. For us. Yeah, for us.
Oh my god, she's giving him the cream.
Like a light summer storm, Mom's visit ended as quickly as it began. I watched the taxi carry her away and release the breath that I feel I have been holding for days. Relieved it went so well, I collapse on the sofa and reflect on her time here. It amazes me how...
All right, Professor, we have to know.
Would.
Smash or pass?
Absolutely, positively would.
I once again, I know I said it in the very first episode, the Tail Chaser character designer, they did really good. I like pretty much every single character I've seen. Very good. Very, very nice.
Absolutely. It amazes me how being with Mom makes me feel like a kid again. I think Clawdia also gets that feeling, but it's much stronger.
Yeah,
with me.
that's just the nature of moms and parents, honestly.
It is.
You kind of slip into a the dynamic.
Okay, real quick. As a quick aside, we had a birthday dinner in the family for Snek's sister, and we went to a pretty nice restaurant. We were all spread out across the table, and Snek mom looks to her right, and there's Snek dad, and looks to her left, and there's me, and she goes, "Wow, this is the first time I'm not sitting next to a baby," and my sister was like, "Well, technically, Snek is your baby." And I'm like, "Yeah, just, I'm a grown man, but I guess that's technically still true." This
Dude,
cute little
I'm just
moment.
saying, you're never gonna escape it. Like
No.
I wave goodbye to my mom a bunch of times, and she gives me a hug and a kiss, and I'm like, Mom, I am towering over you. I am an adult. And she's like, yes, but you're always going to be my baby. So it's like,
Yep.
I just kind of have to accept that.
Doesn't matter if you're the oldest son or the youngest.
Yes.
Mom just has a vibe of benevolent authority that causes me to revert back to the role of quiet child.
That's just being a mom.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's just being a good mom. Before she arrived, I had worked out how we were going to deal with sleeping arrangements. Claudia would be back in the sunroom on our lumpy couch. Mom would get the big bed. I'd sleep on the living room sofa. The study isn't being used, but there's no bed in there.
Please tell me that, it wasn't Claudia sneaking up and being like, oh, you be the small spoon.
There's nothing in there at all anymore. Mom was in town for 3 days and ended up staying in a hotel downtown. That way she could be right there for her morning and evening meetings. That also meant the sleeping plan was unnecessary. In fact, she only had time to come by twice. When she got here, Claudia became a bounding missile, rocketing out of the sunroom to give Mom a giant hug. I can't remember ever seeing Claudia go from one side of the house to the other that quickly. "Hello, Mom. Missed you so much." After a big hello, Claudia took Mom's hand and led her on a tour of the garden. Mom noted the inside of the house had barely changed since she left, and I think I caught a hint of disappointment from her. In contrast, the backyard blew her away. Mom was extremely impressed by the obvious effort Claudia had put into keeping it in great shape. Every plant and flower was lovingly tended. It filled her with pride, seeing the tangible evidence of Claudia's hard work. Except for Goro's gate, she wasn't impressed at all with that. I explained that it's temporary and I'm saving up to have the gate removed and the fence restored very soon. Of course, Mom brought up a bunch of little shampoos and pile of various tea bags from her stays in hotels. I really need to stop buying loose tea for a while and start exclusively using tea bags. That 10 is at capacity. The other thing she brought her present for Claudia, a beautifully decorated copper and glass hummingbird feeder, the kind that you pour sugar water in. My mom has one that looks almost identical to this.
Pugum Mama Pugum. She actually has one that it's got a central reservoir, and then it's got little like faux flowers at the bottom.
Right.
So the entire thing basically uses capillary action in order to drop down, and then they can just feed out of them like actual flowers.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Oh, Mom, love it. Love it so much. It's beautiful. Now we just have to decide if we'll hang it on one of the trees or on the house at the kitchen window. With Mom fawning over Claudia and Claudia doting on Mom, there was very little attention paid to me, which I didn't mind at all. Given a choice, I think I've always preferred being a spectator. It's always meant that I'm able to comfortably hang back and relax. The worry of Mom discovering any of the craziness that had gone on since Mia left stayed tucked away. Everything felt okay. The longest of Mom's 2 visits was the afternoon before she had to head back to the city. That was the only time I was worried at all. She just didn't know what to think about the meal that Claudia had a big hand in making and got very quiet. It's the first time I've ever known her to be speechless. I could tell she was conflicted or maybe just worried that I was letting Claudia do so much. But seeing Claudia bring vegetables from the garden, slice and season them, make the dough and spread the sauce, cheese, and anchovies, all the preparation for the pizza, done with minimal instructions from me, definitely impressed her. Didn't let Audia near the oven, of course. That's my job. And Mom thought that the anchovy pizza was delicious, which made Claudia happy beyond measure. After the meal, Claudia and I made tea. Practice, Mom. Lots and lots. Clawdia measured the loose tea into the teapot. I boiled and poured hot water, and Clawdia poured 3 cups of tea. 2 scoops of sugar and no milk for Mom, a cup of tea with a splash of milk for me, and a cup of milk with a splash of tea for herself. We served it with a simple sponge cake I made, which Clawdia covered in strawberries and whipped cream. Of course, the strawberries came from our garden. Then Mom and Clawdia sat on the sofa where Clawdia listened to Mom chat about work. One thing I'm not proud about, I lapsed back into not helping with cleaning while Mom was here. I was going to help, but Clawdia gave me a look that told me it would be better if I didn't. Letting them have some time alone, I found myself by the hall closet door. The basically empty closet with no need to open it ever again. For some reason, I did. All the blankets and pillows were back in their spots on shelves and in cabinets. There were only some clothes and jackets I never wear, and a few boxes of stuff I never use. I decided I should take some of the clothes to the donation box. All too quickly, the visit ended. Mom gave both of us big hugs and said how delicious the pizza tasted, and beamed that Clawdia was being a proper lady and taking such good care of everything. She promised to make time to visit during the holidays, and now she's gone. I'm happy to see Clawdia holding on to the zen of Mom's visit. She has no sorrow that it ended, only her feeling seems to be immeasurable joy that it happened. This time, I know it's real. Standing in the doorway, Clawdia gives me a strange look as she watches me spraying cleaner around the bathroom. I just feel like doing this. I'll offer an explanation before she's even asked the question. Help you? No, I got this. Next time we can clean the room together, but this time it's on me. She looks at me like I've suddenly grown a second head, and then advises, start high, then down. Gotcha, easy as pie. Now, let me handle this. It's a new beginning. You go kick back, relax, watch some TV or something. I hate cleaning. I always have. I think most people do. I'm not Clawdia. She spoiled me, and I started to feel bad about only doing the bare minimum. There's no reason I shouldn't be carrying my weight around here. Of course, it's easier said than done. It's not as easy as pie. At least not for me. I hate cleaning. It's tedious and frustrating as I expected. Every time I think I've finished, I find another spot I missed. I end up wiping the mirror 3 times just trying to get rid of the streaks the cleaner leaves behind. How do you consider this fun, Clawdia? They say comparison is the root of all unhappiness. They're right. Seeing my results doesn't help motivate me in any way. She hasn't beat my miles. But I kind of have to compare my results to Claudia's to know when I've done it right. I don't have a baseline of my own. Then after a while, something weird happens. I realize a peaceful vibe has snuck into my mood. Like ivy that's slowly overgrown a stone building. Both are there, but the cold stone becomes an anchor for something quietly alive, reaching upward. It's not a feeling of accomplishment that glazes over the grumpy state I'm in. It's something else. The effort involved gets my heart rate up. I can feel happy chemicals in my brain heighten my mood in spite of all my grumbling. It's either that or breathing in fumes from the cleaning spray. Nah, label says all natural and non-toxic. Maybe there's something to this after all. After much effort and no small degree of aggravation and attention to detail, I get the whole job done. Thinking about it, I guess the key is to do a little each day. That way it's not a big job all at once. That's what I tell myself, anyway. Still, I'm glad that it's over with, and I'm not in any hurry to start another room. Stepping back and admiring the sparkling porcelain and tile, I feel like I earned some time to do nothing now. Even better, I'll get to do it with Clawdia. She's watching wrestling. Really? Again? It's okay. It's fun. It's a pretty dramatic scene. I have no idea what the latest rivalry is, but everyone's yelling pretty loudly about it. Clawdia seems a bit tense watching it. When I join her on the sofa, she instantly eases up and holds out the remote to me. All done. It's fine. You watch wrestling. She shrugs and sets the remote down between us, leaving the offer literally still on the table. Distraction. We can be distracted together then. Yeah, like that. On the TV, 2 pairs of female wrestlers are yelling and taunting each other in the middle of a fighting ring. The amount of oil on each of them would constitute a serious environmental crisis if you were to dip them into the ocean. In the back of my head, I hear Goro giving an account of which one he would marry first, and too many details on what their honeymoons would be like. In the front of my head, I'm thinking how difficult it must be to clean baby oil off of canvas. What's going on? Teddy bear and bird girl, red boots and striped socks. She points at each pair of wrestlers. Which side are we rooting for? She points at the pair wearing animal masks that vaguely resemble animals. Bird and bear? I see. So does it bother you that they get pretty violent? I try to press the subject further, not because I'm interested in the show, but to find out what Clawdia is. Pretend, just game. Striped Socks took Teddy Bear's teddy bear. As the action gets underway, Clawdia fills me in the brief details that happened while I was cleaning the bathroom. Bird Girl took Striped Socks, Striped Socks. It occurs to me that she's never actually tried to explain anything in detail like this before. I'll admit, I really like it. All being naughty except Teddy Bear. Even though it's just the plot of a wrestling show, listening to her describe the characters and conflict is more entertaining to me than the action itself. And hit Striped Socks with a chair. Teddy Bear and Red Boots argue who advertised me like best now. Should really encourage her to speak more often like this, like she used to. Keep watching wrestling until the show ends, without any return of stolen goods or resolution of the feud. Let's go over to a nature documentary where a colony of penguins is trying to make it through a harsh polar winter. You can almost feel the snow and ice on their feathers as they hunt for food and then crowd together to stay warm. They look pretty cold. What do you think? Yeah, chilly. I try to get the conversation started again, but it's fairly obvious that I'm not going to get any more real discussion tonight. Understandable, it's late, and we're both tired. A good tired. It's not cold in the house, but there's something about watching ice and snow on TV that makes it seem cooler than it is. We end up cuddling closer together. Warm now. Her tail makes for a nice fluffy blanket. It's very nice. Before long, neither of us is watching the documentary. The sound of our contented breathing carries us away as a slow, steady drone of the narrator lulls us to sleep. It's not supposed to end this way. Sin, we promised it wouldn't end this way. Well, I'm kind of going Greg there. It didn't go through all
It's not supposed to end this way. Sin, we promised it wouldn't end this way. I didn't go all through the trouble of fighting Kik just to lose him. He's supposed to survive this. That was the deal. My arrogance did this. Rat bastard is on the next roof, laughing, taunting me, evil, gloating. All I hear is the ringing in my ears. Blah, 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 blah. He has Kik. Kik is in bad shape, just like me. Too far away. They may as well be on another planet. All I feel is pain and fear. Fear and pain and shame. I just want to run. I could get away. Run? You think you can live with yourself after that? I thought that you loved this kid. Your chance at a quiet life. Oh, Yoshikage Kira. It was a stupid dream. You were right. This world won't give you a quiet life. Or give me a quiet life, rather. You know, either or. I guess this is her inner darkness?
Yep.
I was wrong. No, more than that, I was afraid. Afraid of what he means for us. Oh, snap! He makes the itch go away. He makes the itch go away, and that scares me. I don't know who we are without it. Wow, hashtag relatable. But we love him. That's why we're here. This world can kiss my ass. Whoa, beast! It's taking a chance on Kik, or it's dying here. I'm not afraid of the dying. I'm afraid of the chance.
Oh, even a psychotic killer has a romantic side to her.
Never figured us for cowards, kitten. I didn't know what I am without the itch, but I think maybe it's time you found out.
Millie Meow!
It's just a little further, right? Yes, just a little bit further. For love. I'm the cat. One last hurrah. One last chance to get everything we ever wanted. A fierce battle and a triumphant fling. I'm coming, Kik.
Wow, in more ways than one!
Double entendre!
And I'm coming for you, rat bastard.
Tail Chaser, I just want you to know, I would love to have like a Sin Kitty, an actual Sin Kitty comic. I would love that. I love I love the overwrought maudlin writing. I love the really sketchy art. I think it's really cool, and I want to know more about this world too. Just, I mean, and on top of OmOneko, I'm really curious because this exactly is basically everything that Snek tells me about. Oh, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics were really cool, and then I look at them and I'm like, but I don't know. This actually seems pretty much exactly the way he describes them, without being actual garage comics from the 1980s. No. Yes.
Fair enough.
That's all. I'm done.
Those real noises fill the house, gets me out of bed before I'm even awake. Really aware of my surroundings, I recognize the sound. Smoke alarm! Fire! Claudia, wake up!
Oh, crap.
I had turned to wake her, but she's not in the bed. Rushing in the hall, acidic smoke hangs in the air, stinging my eyes and throat. Shit! Something identifiable now, only a smoking lump of carbon. This isn't a pan on the stovetop. The pan is also smoldering. In one movement, I grab an oven mitt, snatch the pan from the stove. Drop it into the sink where it clatters angrily. The water from the faucet hits the pan. A cloud of steam twice the size of the cloud of smoke fills the kitchen. The pan contorts, cools, and dies in a crackling sputter momentarily twice as loud as the alarm. After resetting the smoke detector and turning the stove's burner from full to off, I surveyed the scene. Abandoned on the counter are an open carton of eggs, some flour, milk, and a bowl of batter, all of which tell the story of a neko who tried to cook something. Pancakes. Kind of. The batter looks right, but no butter or oil in the pan was her undoing. You had to grease the pan. Claudia! What the hell was she thinking? She could have burned down the house. More worryingly, where is she? Is she hurt? Claudia! I opened some windows to air out the smoke while looking for her. Claudia? I throw on some pants and a t-shirt and head into the backyard. Veronica meets me at the gate. Coming to my house, I'm just on my way to hers. Hi, yeah, she came over? I'm doing nothing to hide my anger and worry, and Veronica's expression makes it clear that she's not sure how to handle me. She's really scared. Do you, think you could calm down before talking to her? Calm down? How can I calm down? How bad is it? How bad is it? Claudia basically fulfilled the prophecy. Nekos who cook burn down houses. So yeah, pretty damn bad. Oh no. Veronica's eyes get big and she looks towards my house, seemingly expecting my house to be fully engulfed in flames. Maybe I embellished a bit. Okay, she didn't actually start a fire, but she could have. So, only a little bad. I ignore Veronica's question. What did Claudia say when she came over? She was upset. She said something about a new beginning and needing to make it great for you, and that she failed. And that was important to make you breakfast, but they started to smoke and set off the alarm. Is the kitchen all right? No. Yes. I mean, a pan got ruined.
No.
And...
Yes.
Yeah, like, you are really, at this point, forcing yourself to overreact there, Noodles. Thank God, sounds like a pan got ruined, right? Sounds like, she just burned breakfast. Everyone's done that before. I do it all the time. Veronica's not making it easy for me to stay mad.
Oh my God, she's so perfect.
I want to stay angry because because it's a big deal. I mean, it wasn't, I guess, but it could have been a bad, really, really bad. In truth, though...
It could have been a single bad, just one.
Yeah, just one bad. In truth, though, Claudia just panicked. Putting out a different perspective about it, Veronica does calm me down. Yes, it
Is she
could.
hiding with Veronica?
Yes.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah. Veronica does calm me down. Yes, it could have been really bad, but it wasn't. I take a deep breath. Okay, I'm more worried about Claudia. I couldn't find her. I thought she got hurt. Come see her, but, try not to be mad, please. Claudia's on the sofa. She looks like she's been crying. I sit next to her. Around us is a mess of half-packed boxes and furniture ready to be collected by movers. Most of Veronica's paintings are stacked and ready to go. It's a sad reminder that our time with our neighbor is almost up. A jumble of thoughts fill me. The danger of causing a fire, her running away, 1,000 other concerns all trying to come out at once, ensure that none make it past my lips. For a while, we just sit in silence together on Veronica's sofa. Claudia fights back tears. The broken rhythm of her halted breath triggers a need inside me to comfort her. I have no idea how. As a sea of stormy thoughts crash around inside my skull, my conversation with Veronica moments ago forces its way to the surface like drowning man desperate for air. She said something about a new beginning and needing to make it great, and it was important to her. She was wanting to cook me breakfast and probably to serve it to me in bed, just like those romantic movies she'd watched with Mom. But more, I know she did it to prove to herself that she could. For herself, not just for me. Finally, to break the silence, I forced something out. Do you understand how dangerous that was? Sorry. She knows. I'm in completely unknown territory, and I'm approaching this from the worst possible angle. Yes, you are! Stop being a douche, Noodles. It's not what I wanted to say.
This is not the way you should have presented this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a very dad-centric way of doing this, though. I will say that. So, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but...
Claudia was so happy, and now I'm treating her like a child by chastising her, which is not what either of us need. In a lot of ways, I think she's smarter than I am, but this one thing, cooking, I take a deep breath and try a different approach.
To be perfectly honest, cooking is equal parts science, equal parts art. It is difficult, actually.
It is.
It's one thing to be able to, like, cook an egg. It's another thing to actually, like, consider yourself actually a good cook. There's a reason why people go to cooking school for like years and years and years.
Yeah.
And then develop crippling substance abuse addictions because of it.
Yes. Claudia, why didn't you come get me? Heard you was scared. You heard me coming and ran away? Claudia's only answer is to wipe away fresh tears that well in her eyes before they run down her face. Silence between us grows. I talk just to talk. Cooking, it's a lot of trial and error. I guess in a way, it's like life. You take risks, try new things, and make a lot of mistakes. For a long time, I took no risks, didn't try anything, and still made mistakes. Eventually, I learned that if you don't try, you never discover new and intriguing things. I guess I'm still learning that. Don't want to. Or I can close the thought and tell her it's important for me to be there when she's learning this skill. Claudia tells me that she doesn't even want to try anymore. You sat there saying nothing. This is not what I wanted. Bad. The kitchen? It's not really that bad. We lost a pan and the house will smell funny for a while. Mad. Yeah, I'm mad, not at you. I'm mad at me. Her expression tells me she doesn't understand. I can't elaborate because I'm still trying to figure it out too. After a pause, I say what I'm really feeling. I was worried when I couldn't find you. When I didn't know where you were, I got scared. The tears in her eyes, Claudia lets out a quivering. Sorry, won't anymore. No, that's not what I want. I know I should try and make her understand that it's okay now, but all I can hear is Mom's voice telling her, too often a Neko's little fire gets big. I think that's all Claudia hears too. And then it clicks. I'm mad at myself because I've been holding you back. For too long, I've underestimated you. I thought that you needed to be protected from yourself because you couldn't do certain things. But it's not that you couldn't, it's that you just never did them before. Or maybe they are harder for you to do, but that just means you need more practice. I think back to the cooking classes in school. My first time cooking, I almost cut my finger off. Another time I tried making lemon pudding cake. I screwed up so bad the whole thing curdled. How? How did you do that, Noodles? How did you accomplish this? On top of that, I also overbaked it and ruined the baking sheet. I've done a lot worse than just setting off a smoke detector is what I'm trying to say. You ever seen a pie explode? I was hoping my anecdotes would get her to smile, but Claudia just fights against tears. I struggle against the looming specter saying that society has been right all this time, that Nekos are too different. I hate that we both feel this way. I don't know how to fix this. Sorry, I didn't mean to overhear. I totally lost track of time. This has to be super awkward for Veronica. That's okay. We should get out of your hair. Actually, can Claudia stay for a little while? Don't you need to finish packing? I'm mostly done and have a till tomorrow, so there's no rush. Maybe Claudia can, help. I'm going to miss her a lot. Maybe we could have a little girl time. The heavy, unpleasant smells of carbon and phosphorus mixed with a bittersweet aroma of burnt pancake batter hit me hard as I enter the kitchen. I leave the back door open and turn on the kitchen fan. I'll light a scented candle later. Perfect metaphor for my mood. The charred and warped pan in the sink catches my eye. I screwed up enough meals and a few pans in my time. I know that's not the issue here at all. The issue is that my own prejudices are keeping me from being a better mentor. I should be giving Claudia more supervised room to fail safely. What's really bad I reacted to Claudia's screw-up the same way Mia would have reacted to mine. Claudia ran off, scared.
I feel like she probably would have been more passive-aggressive.
I was about to say, Mia would have been more underhanded about it. You were just passionate.
Yes. And to be perfectly honest, I get it, and I probably would have been the same way. I mean... oh, geez. I mean, I'll say this. I also have destroyed a few cooking implements. I actually had a situation where I was trying to make some ginger snaps, and I forgot to grease the pan prior.
Oh.
And so the entire thing, the ginger snaps basically settled into a giant blob that proceeded to solidify itself to the pan. So that was a fun experience, having to scrape them off.
Yeah, no, I imagine. I've had plenty of disasters in my time. Yeah. Thing that always gets me is I tend to buy cheap, and then, like, handles will snap off of my stirring utensils, and I'm just like, yeah, I should have gotten the nice one.
Yeah. That is often the way of things, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That being said, I think that Noodles has the right of it ultimately. It's just his approach is probably the wrong way.
Yeah.
And gosh, I can't reiterate this enough. We don't deserve Veronica.
No, Veronica is wonderful. I understand why Tail Chaser is like, we don't deserve her. You know, I get it. Noodles.
She really,
definitely doesn't.
Really is. She really is the anti-Mia.
She is.
You know, it's for those of you who aren't aware, the professor has a very, very, very passionate explanation for Spider-Man 2 and about how Peter Parker is like, man, he should have gone with Ursula. Like, the minute MJ dropped him like a bad habit, and she was like, oh no, I need help. And he's like,
Too long, did not read.
Yeah, it's like, dude, she was literally right there. She is, you know...
Ursula was throwing herself at him.
And
also, she was super cute.
Like, super cute, and she was actually, like, really interested in what he was doing. Whereas MJ was always...
Peter, I don't care about your sick aunt, your dead uncle, you're working and going to school full time. You're not paying enough attention to my, random, superfluous dreams of becoming a model in modern-day New York.
Yeah, so I'm getting that same vibe. And honestly, one of these days, the professor you should, like, elucidate this entire thing. Because it's really funny, first off, when you get really passionate about things like weird things like that.
I'm glad you think so.
Well, I mean... you humored me about Fist of the North Star, and one of these days I'm going to do one on Battle Angel Alita, and you are going to experience true autism, because good lord does Yukito Kishiro, he basically is the same level of weird science fiction nerd that I am, and I love Battle Angel all the more for that.
Nice.
But yeah, so I get this, more to the point, I get the same sense of Veronica that, with Ursula, where it's like, it kind of is the intent that she is, like, perfect for Noodles, but it's like the narrative causality is like, yeah, it's not gonna go that way there, bucko.
Life is not that simple.
Yes.
Deal with it.
Yes.
Claudia ran off, scared, feeling like she couldn't trust me. She was right. It's what bothering me the most. That's why I'm most mad at myself. She just wanted to make me breakfast. Being home only reinforces my anger at myself. I can't sit still. Send Veronica a text to let her know I've gone for a walk. I would turn the TV onto the Nature Channel in case Claudia comes back while I'm gone, but she knows how to use it now, so I leave it off. I take the wrecked pan with me. The convenience store has a bin for clean recycling next to the one for old clothes. The park is empty. Shame how without
You're gonna go over to Lynn with this frying pan. I just want to talk to him.
I just want to talk to Lynn.
I just want to talk to him.
What did I do? You did everything. You know what you did. No, I don't. Which kneecap do you value less, Lind?
What an interesting...
Joke's on you. I hit both of them.
Jeez.
Imagine Clawdia here with me. In my head, I tell her things to get us back to where we were before this morning's pan fire. I didn't think I'd get used to sharing so much of the cooking and baking with her. Now I can't imagine going back to doing it all while she just watches. Don't want to do it without her.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, she clearly enjoyed herself.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think that it's really fair to her to think that she can't do it.
Yeah.
I think she just needs more experience.
Yeah. And like, I think I see, like, there is a narrative causality happening here. He insisted to clean the entire bathroom by himself. And Claudia was like, well, let me help you. And he's like, no, you don't have to do that. I got this. And he kind of admits, like, I don't have a whole lot of, like, practice with this. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. So I'm kind of just winging it. And so she got the idea to do the same for him, because cleaning is her thing and cooking was his. And now suddenly the lines are being blurred. So she wanted to do it, and he's seeing, like, oh, this didn't go very well, and he's getting upset because he had a very passionate reaction to the chain of events. Like,
also, I mean, not for nothing, it is a very feline thing for the I mean, think about, like, with lions. Lionesses bring their lion,
Yep.
you know, bring them the food, so...
Yep.
You know, there's probably something very primal in her, like, lizard part of her brain. It's like, me feed man now.
That's, you know, good wife.
Yes.
Good wife action there. The bottom line is that we had to be a team, equals, for it to work. Not just for cooking, but the entire relationship to work. I guess that's the secret to any healthy relationship. Without that base being equals, the relationship will always be one-sided. And then all the other things, attraction, respect, desire, fade as resentment grows. It sucks that we had to go through the pain this morning for me to realize this, but I hope in the end it'll make us stronger. I still need to convince her not to give up her dream. Maybe I could buy a new pen and give it to Claudia as a gift. I don't think that'll be enough, but it's a start. I close my eyes and let the breeze and birdsong take my mood to a better place. I need to involve Claudia more in everything. She makes me feel like my life can be more than it is. Sometimes the thought of I should be doing more, or maybe doing everything completely differently, makes me feel panicky. Then the recklessness of Goro joining the army and Veronica deciding to move helped me restrain my impulsiveness. Still, I do think I should do more with my life. Maybe I'll apply for a job at the bakery, something part-time to start with. I'll have to talk it over with Claudia and see what she thinks. I have a good life. I'll always enjoy cooking, and now I've come to love being outside working in the garden. When I dedicate myself to doing things, I feel really productive. Doing them with Claudia only makes them better. She is good seasoning to my life. I smile at my dumb but apt metaphor. It's too bad people are so biased against Nekos. I can see Claudia working at a florist or a garden store, growing plants and having friends. If only everything was different. I bet she would love to work in a place like that. If only everything was different. Wow. I don't know if Veronica knew what she was doing, but those few moments speaking with her at the gate and this time apart have been really beneficial. I started to embrace my new and needed habit of showing my appreciation. Hey, I've been doing a lot of thinking. I want to say thanks for calling me down. Gave me a lot of perspective and helped a lot. When she doesn't respond right away, I start to worry again. Everything all right? Yes, don't come over. That was weird. Convenience store has a small but nice selection of pots and pans. They're the best one they have. Stainless steel, copper bottom, and an attractive decorative handle. Even has a lid. It's overpriced, but it's very good quality. Claudia is worth it. Several customers in the shop mean I'm able to duck in and out with only minimal amount of Lind. What do you mean? I'm great. I give the new pan a quick wash and a dry, and hide it in plain sight, in the cabinet in the spot the previous one occupied. You can come over now. Something smells good. Really, really good. Laid out on the counter, buffet style, is a rather large meal. Standing next to it is a rather nervous but eager-looking Claudia. The expression of her face is obvious. Behind her hesitation, she's hoping I'll be happy. No, proud of her. But all I can think is there's no way Clawdia made this, even with her newfound interest in cooking. There's no way. I have to beat back the voice that insists she's just a neko. But still, Veronica never struck me as much of a cook. The food has to come from somewhere. What is this?
Oh my god, she's even more perfect than she already is.
Veronica went from a 10 to an 11. Dinner. It's a bit early for dinner and a bit late for lunch, and that's not exactly what I was asking. For us.
You know what? That's fine.
I mean, where did it come from? Is that pan-seared salmon and big stuffed artichokes for the aioli? Yeah. How did you know? The cookbook is on the kitchen counter. They obviously took the main part of both recipes and combined them. I'm not much of a cook, but, I asked Clawdia what she wanted to make. It took some convincing, but we did it. Yeah, thanks, Veronica. You just had all this in your refrigerator? I asked in a far too accusatory tone, but both Veronica and Clawdia are too excited by their admittedly impressive accomplishments to notice. Oh no, that's empty. When we went for a walk, Clawdia grabbed the cookbook. Then, she packed for me while I ordered quick delivery of the groceries. Then we cooked. She wanted to show you, that she could do it. Veronica helped lots and lots. It was hard, but fun. We helped each other. It was a lot of fun. Here, plate now. Not a perfect meal. The salmon skin is not very crispy and... No, scratch that. It is perfect. Just because I would have done things differently doesn't mean I shouldn't appreciate it for what it is. And what it is, it's excellent, delicious. You did an amazing job. This is one of the best meals I've ever had. It is. What I'm eating is quite different than the recipe, but Veronica's company and the joy coming from Clawdia helped me appreciate what's really important. Everything happens for a reason, right? Clawdia gets serious. Like it. Yeah, Clawdia, I do. I really do. The very fact that this meal even exists is astounding. Glad. Claudia's amazing. She's able to cook as long as she has, someone helping her. Veronica's thinly veiled jab at both Clawdia and me is met with agreeable nods. Yeah, Clawdia is amazing. Thank you both. I mean that. I needed this as much as Clawdia did. After dinner, Veronica puts on music and shows off her paintings, all stacked and ready to go to her dad's. Claudia is as impressed with Veronica's art as I was the dinner. We stay way too long. It's almost dark by the time we get home. Veronica had already packed up most of her kitchen, so all the plates used for dinner were ours. We carry them back, and I get to washing them. Here, let me. She takes over, and it takes me a moment to force myself to address the problem. Clawdia, are you and I friends? She looks shocked, as if I just said we're not. Yeah, I hope so. Tell me, what does that mean to you, that we're friends? Claudia's work slows noticeably as she looks at the window into the approaching darkness. It's not a question she was prepared for me to ask. She doesn't answer right away. Maybe she's not sure how to? Friends means help and care another. Safe together. Means happy together. I'm trying to give this a conversation and give Clawdia a voice. She's a little confused by it, which is understandable. Yeah, I agree. Helping and caring for each other and being happy in each other's company. That's good. I think that friendship also means that you don't take advantage of your friend. Let me ask another question. Why are you doing the dishes? You saw that I was already doing them. Don't like to. Dishes. You. She's doing them so I don't have to, because I don't like to do them, just as I expected. Exactly. About that. It's painfully apparent that I'm not very good at this, as I clumsily try to make my point. Clawdia patiently lets me fumble through the process. If I'd let you do my chores because I don't want to do them, would that make me a good friend or a bad one? It's no problem, though. Want to. Okay, but the way I see it, you're not my possession or my maid. We're friends, and I want to be a good friend. So if I care about you, and if I'm your friend, then I can't just let you do stuff so I don't have to. I can't let you do all my chores for me. What do you think about that? It's fine. Don't mind. I know. I get that. But if I allow you to do things like this, I'll be taking advantage of you. A real friend wouldn't do that. See, it's not like you're doing the dishes for me, and in return I do something you don't like to do. Or if this was a one-time thing, that would be all right. The problem is, I think, is that you already do all the work around here. All I do is shop and cook, and even help with the cooking. You even help with the cooking now. Laundry? I don't think me adding soap and pushing the start button on the washer and dryer counts for much. Besides, you're the one who folds it all. I'm thinking about that and all the other chores you do around here. You're endlessly doing something for the house while I spend too much time sitting on my ass. That needs to change. I need to do more. If I don't, then I'll be taking advantage of you, and that would make me a shitty friend. I think that we're a team, friends, so I'm going to do more around here, starting now. What do you think about us doing the dishes together? What I said makes her beam, a big bright smile that triggers my own smile. Team! She moves to the side so that we both sit at the sink. Team now. Partners. Exactly. Like that. Lots and lots. I watch as the movers pack the last of Veronica's stuff into their truck. Part of me feels like I should help them, but I don't want to get in the way. Once the truck and the strangers are gone, Clawdia appears. When Veronica comes over, I give them a private moment. Veronica talks to Clawdia for a minute or two. I can't hear what they're saying, but it's obvious a goodbye. Right, when their conversation ends, I join them. I'm really going to miss this place. You guys, we're always really good neighbors. Takes one to know one. Veronica, I want you to make us a promise. Veronica waits for me to finish my thought. You have to promise you'll come visit us. Oh gosh, thanks. Absolutely. I mean it. People always say stuff like this to each other. We need to really mean it. Veronica promises. I know it won't be soon. She needs to remake herself in her new place first. We also know she may not keep that promise. Once you start a new life, returning to things that remind you of your old life can make it too easy to slip back into old habits you're trying to escape. But there's the hope that it could happen. Right now, that's enough. You better, otherwise Clawdia and I will have to come track you down. Veronica grins at the obvious joke. It's not like I'm going to get on a bus with Clawdia and bring her anywhere. Besides, I can't wait for you and Clawdia to cook me another 5-star meal. The levity brings genuine smiles, as all three of us remember the great meal Clawdia made Veronica's help. But it doesn't keep the heavy mood away for long. Leaving. You both
I'm just saying. Veronica now, she says she's leaving Lind.
Mm-hmm.
She clearly has, an interest in Noodles. She loves Nekos. She loves Clawdia.
Yep.
I'm just saying, Noodles, you need to swoop in there. Just saying, girls love this sort of thing.
You got this, man. This is your chance.
Do you know how much of a critical strike it'd be if, oh my God, all these years I've always loved you. Please, let's make this happen. And she's literally just on the other side of the city. That's the weakest long distance relationship I've ever heard of.
Yeah. We both look at Clawdia, trying to understand if that's a statement or a question. Why? Right up until this point, I hadn't considered that neither Veronica nor I mentioned why she's leaving. After Veronica explains the reason she already told me about being stuck, she adds, I'd like to save up and then, travel. Go somewhere that's very different than here. I think that might, help see myself differently, I don't know if Clawdia knows or not, but she nods as if she understands. It occurs to me that Clawdia is hiding her sadness a little too well. We stand there together for a moment in silence. There's this feeling hanging in the air of regret and inevitability. Actions that have been set in motion and cannot be undone. Veronica leans in just a little and flinches. For a moment, I think she might have thought about giving me a hug, but she doesn't. Clawdia has no such hesitation. She reaches over the fence and pulls Veronica into a tight embrace. Then, oh, I forgot. Wait right here. She dashes off, disappearing into the house that after today will no longer be hers. Veronica returns, carrying a painting. I wanted to give this to you. She says it to both of us, but hands it to Clawdia. Hummingbird. Thanks, Veronica. Love it. This is gorgeous. Yeah, I wanted to, goodbye. Bye, Veronica. Goodbye, Veronica. I guess it's called Saudade? I don't know how you even begin to say that.
Saudade?
Saudade? Maybe Saudade. Saudade.
It's one of those things. Okay, now I'm going to have to find... It's French, and they're stupid about, we added an additional 30 vowels, and we don't even say them. Stupid Anglophones.
Here, on the back of the painting above where Veronica signed her name, she wrote that word. Remind me to look up later what it means.
It's a feeling of longing, melancholia, or nostalgia that supposedly is characteristic of the Portuguese or Brazilian temperament.
Wow. I think she's telling us to move to Brazil, guys.
I'm sorry, I can't be with you guys. I have to go to Brazil.
Oof.
Veronica, no!
It's not worth learning Portuguese
He
over.
was too beautiful for this world.
She really was just too perfect. We hang Veronica's painting over the dining table. Claudia picked a spot where we'll get to see it every time we sit down for a meal. Oops, we accidentally hung it upside down. Better, dancing up now. You're right. I'm happy the bird is flying up into the sky now. It is better. You always know how to find a silver lining in everything. I think that you and I should do some redecorating. We could look through catalogs on my phone and for furniture and stuff. You should pick out some things. Like that. And we can save up and extend the fence to include the area behind the bedroom window and the side yard, too. Maybe replace the window in the bedroom with glass doors so we can walk right out into our garden. Bigger yard, gazebo, anything to expand her world. It will take a while to save up enough to make that a reality.
With gazebos.
Yeah, they can be extremely temperamental. We'll make plans and do it together. We have to replace the gate with a real fence first, but after, she beams at me in my daydreams. First things first. I take Claudia in my arms and hold her. I'm not sure how long we've been standing here when another idea comes to me. Say, Claudia, you want to do something reckless? Hold my hand. I know the way. We'll go together. Nervous, but trusting, Claudia lets me lead her down the street. Keeping to the sidewalk, we're sheltered from any passing cars by trees, and by the late afternoon shadows they cast. Still, we could be seen. Would anyone mistake us for a regular couple out on a stroll? Possibly, but even low and tight to her leg, Claudia's tail stands out, as do her ears, anything more than just a cursory look. We can go back if you want to. You've gone pretty far already. Trustingly, she takes a deep breath, and with a nervous nod, she lets me know. It's okay. Claudia keeps a tight grip on my hand, as if we're holding on to a railing atop a skyscraper. Just as intently, she watches all the new sights we come upon. Houses, yards, streets. Her eyes are wide, her body taut as a guitar string. I can feel her fear and her wonder. She has never left the small confines of our home and the patch of grass that surrounds it. This is all new to her. The experience must be amazing.
Really? That is very sad.
Yes. Only once does a car pass. We move behind the thick trunk of an oak and place myself between Claudia and the car. The driver takes no notice of us. She releases her tail from her hands and nods again, and we continue our walk. Neither of us speak. I lead her the back way, behind a few long closed shops. At this time of day, as expected, the park is deserted. This will be perfect. Claudia sits very close to me on the bench. Still highly alert, she takes in all the sights and sounds and smells of the park. She gives focus to everything around us in small, jerky movements. We sit for a while, quietly, waiting for the sunset. When it comes, her expression tells me that it's like nothing she's ever imagined. Better, too. Beautiful. This daily occurrence has forever been hidden from Claudia by the trees surrounding our home. But here in the park, with its large, gently rolling field open to the west, it says nowhere to hide. As the sun descends behind the far-off hills, everything begins to bask in the orange hue of its retreating light. So beautiful. It is, as is she. She is a sight to rival the sunset. I think it's good to remember that we all get sad. But no matter what...
Noodle, you are a poet.
Yeah, he is. No matter what happens, every day will still end beautifully. Even if we can't see it, it's there. And that's the same sunset that Mom sees, and Veronica, and Pepper, and Goro, and even Shimi. In a way, under it, we're still all together, and we always will be. We should remember that. Claudia leans into me as we watch the sun's final retreat behind the far-off hills, the sky alight as if on fire. Good night, son. Sleep now. Dreaming of nighttime. Waking up again for tomorrow. I find Claudia's depiction of night being the sun dreaming and tomorrow the sun waking up again to be a gorgeous metaphor. How long have you been a poet? She smiles at the teasing. Claudia smiles, another kind of poetry, something I can feel.
No, I wasn't teasing. That's actually really, really eloquent.
Yeah, it is. Something I can feel but could never describe.
I mean, that's kind of actually how the ancient Egyptians imagined it.
Yep.
Albeit their version also was a lot more nightmarish in that, you know, the stars and were like literally Ra's, you know.
Yeah.
Nightmares. But we're not going to go into that before, you know, Razia, you know, comes over and is like, Taco, you freaking lummox.
As the bright colors drain from the sky, slowly replaced by serene shades of blues and deep rusty reds, I watch Claudia, her eyes blaze with their own deep green light. Just as the final threads of light fall away, we become aware that we're not alone. I allowed the magic of the setting sun to make me forget there was a world beyond Claudia and me. The stranger's presence causes all the stigma of me with Claudia, a person with a neko, to return. Alerted, Claudia faces the stranger. A small girl, as nervous as Claudia and I are, carefully approaches. She moves slowly, but doesn't hesitate to come closer. We both sit stunned, watching her get right up to Claudia. I spot the child's mother, seated on a bench a short way off. Her attention is fully on her phone. She's oblivious to her young daughter, wandering curiosity. I'm not sure if I missed her when we first sat down or if she showed up while Claudia and I were admiring the sunset. The look on the little girl is fascination, tinged by a sliver of fear. There's no doubt in my mind that this is the first neko this child has ever seen in real life. It's the look of a child seeing a shopping mall Santa for the first time, or the look Claudia had when we watched the sunset. Claudia, just as fascinated by the small girl, turns and leans down so they are both at eye level. Hi. Hello. I realize that this little girl sees Claudia, not some neko on television or some cartoon cat girl on a cereal box or a depiction from some children's book. No, she sees Claudia as a person, a different kind of person, but that's part of what makes her special. The little girl's hand reaches out to touch Claudia, but stalls in hesitation. Claudia takes her tail in her hands and offers it to the child to feel. It's a magical moment for both Claudia and the little girl as the child pets Claudia's tail. Tentatively at first, she strokes it. The smile that blooms on her face matches the smile on mine. Soft. Is very. As the child releases Claudia's massive tail and steps even closer to touch a large, thick cat ear right in front of her, Claudia reaches out and gently takes a handful of the child's hair in her hands and begins to braid it. Soft. The little girl giggles. Claudia removes a scrunchie from one of her own braids and secures the braid in the child's hair. They both smile. Veronica, Mom, this little girl. I wish more people could see Claudia the way they do. My eyes catch sight of the little girl's mother again. Her head is bent over her phone and she's still tapping away. She clearly doesn't notice what's happening, and that's okay. Come on, Claudia, we should get on home. The child hugs Claudia and smiles. Bye now. Goodbye. The little girl watches and waves as Claudia and I make our way back into the trees and back to the path that will take us towards home. Hidden by darkness, Claudia is much more settled the whole walk back. I think what you did for that little girl was very sweet. Sunset was so beautiful. Thank you. Another day spent in the garden. Bad branches fight. Prune here. Plants breathe now. Happier and healthier. Claudia shows me how to prune and trim bushes and trees. Apparently there's a difference between pruning and trimming. Who knew? Oh, Claudia, obviously. She shows me that pruning is done to remove unnecessary or damaged branches so that there is less overlap and competition within the plant. It's important so that light and air can reach inside, and the plant can focus its energy into better, more useful growth. Like unbrushed hair. Trim here, less chaos now. Plants prettier, and make more blooms. Trimming, on the other hand, it seems is more about appearance. By removing spent flowers or unruly outer layers, the plant will grow more flowers and thicker, stronger branches. Like this? Yeah, it's a good job. I'm sure there's a lot more to it when I glean from her instruction, but armed with basic knowledge of what to do, Claudia smiles as I set to work. Better now. We work and also take breaks to admire the results. Every time I look at her, the bright afternoon sun and summery fragrance of the flowers accentuate the warmth of her smile. Afterwards, Claudia and I get cleaned up and changed. We take a moment to rest on the sofa before making dinner. So I wrap my arm around her as she leans towards me. Before my arm settles, she rolls and collapses into my lap, almost like she was waiting for that to happen. Spending the next few moments with her makes time melt away. Eventually, we have to get up. Hungry? Yeah, it's time. I let her lead me out of the living room so I can check out the view of Clawdia ahead of me. She turns, catching me staring, and blushes. Then she slowly turns back around, making sure I get a good look. So naughty. See? Pre-planned laziness pays off. We're about to heat up one of our pre-made frozen meals, but stop when I get an idea. You know what, Clawdia? We should put this back into the freezer and make omelets. And when I say we, I mean you. Yeah! Clawdia grabs her new pan while I take eggs, cheese, tomatoes, and bell peppers from the fridge. The trick to a good omelet, besides never using milk, add a little water, whisk air into the eggs, and use a pan that's the right size for the number of eggs. This will give you fluffy eggs that aren't thin or rubbery. Water, whisk, right pan. Unlike the last tinted omelets, this time I just make sure Clawdia is safe. She does the cooking, I'm a quiet observer and helpful with my help. Flipping an omelet now, that's a whole different skill. We'll work on that. Tomorrow for breakfast, we'll make pancakes. And when I say we, Clawdia beams. She knows I'll be right beside her, guiding her in the kitchen as the way she guides me in the garden. Okay. I'll save as a matter of principle, but I feel like it doesn't matter.
Okay, well, I feel like we need to say we'll live happily ever after.
Agreed.
Because this honestly seems like this is the true ending. The entire thing about, like, look, we're all under the same starry sky, all of us, and that means we're all still together. It's like, oh my god, my heart.
A soap bubble
game, man.
Soap bubble escapes from the foamy clump in the sink and floats up into the air. A prism of colors glaze the bubble as it makes its getaway. So pretty. A bubble. Beautiful? Even in the most mundane things, she's a talent of finding amazement. I need to tell her
and
now.
That's the reason why the small child,
Yep.
resonated with her. It's because she herself, sees the beauty and the wonder in the world, much like a child does.
Yep, absolutely. I need to tell her now how she makes me feel. I need to get past this strange embarrassment whenever I'm honest with myself, honest with my feelings. She deserves more from me.
I kind of get the sense that, honestly, yeah, it does seem to be that, like, the majority of the world does not have the hang-ups about Nekos that he does, but I guess we'll ultimately find that out.
No, it might be relevant to the conversation we held earlier. This might be a matter of perspective at play. He may have met some bad apples like Mia who tainted his perspective on things and made him more hesitant to reach out in the first place. And again, he had Clawdia there by his side the whole time and just didn't realize it.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, though, she is also kind of like his stepsister.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretending not to think about that.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Just,
Claudia has noticed that I'm stopping doing my part of the dishes. She's been giving me a curious look. The iridescence of her eyes swims across the surface of the bubble. Staring. Guilty. What can I say? Pretty girl staring is my new favorite hobby.
Wow, that's a Goro moment.
I was about to say, yeah, that's a Goro line. This time it takes Claudia a moment to understand what I'm saying. When she realizes I'm telling her she's pretty, she awkwardly looks away. It's cute. She pauses before handing me a plate to rinse, searching for the right words. When she meets
this is the true evil of social media.
Yep.
We will no longer be able to tell pretty girls who don't know they're pretty that they're pretty.
Yep. Going your entire life never receiving a compliment is kind of soul-crushing. Just thinking out loud. When she meets my awaiting gaze again...
Do we know anything about that?
Nope, definitely not. When she meets my awaiting gaze again, her voice is quiet. For you. That's what matters. Expecting a smile from her, but I don't get one. My goofy grin slowly melts. I realize this isn't just our usual bantering. Slowly, I understand her reply. Wait, you really don't think you're pretty, do you? Claudia stays focused on the dishes and shrugs. It's not real. She pauses as she collects the words to express her thoughts. Not real girl. Claudia's tone is neither critical nor approving, just statement of fact. Me, on the other hand, hearing her say that, I feel like my heart's gonna break. If you're not a real girl, what are you? She looks into my eyes, pausing so that she can give the right answer. Less. Domestic.
Oh, damn.
Neko.
Damn.
She sees herself as less of a person, less worthy, less valuable. She simply shrugs, as if resigned to her fate. Less. Claudia? Once again, I'm facing a problem I have no idea how to fix. How do I show her that she is more worthy, more valuable than anyone, any human or person that I've ever known? How do I make her happy? I have no idea, but it's very important to me that I do. Claudia, listen to me. You are a real girl. She looks at me kindly, appreciatively offering a soft smile. No. The expression she makes is of mild disgust. Hints of self-loathing seem to seep through. She shrugs again, as if it doesn't really matter. I step back, and for a long moment I simply gaze at her. This is a side of Claudia I had no idea existed. Far more than just masking sadness and loneliness behind a smile. Claudia. I wait for her to turn to me and look directly into her eyes. But you are to me. This makes her finally smile, but the smile is thin. I know this is new to you. Honestly, it's new to me too. You're very special, Claudia. I value you, and if you like me, then I'd ask you something about me that's worthwhile. Something that I need to learn to like too. And that isn't an easy thing to do, and for most of my life, it's kept me from being genuinely happy. The first time I feel listened to and understood, I'm finally able to be myself. Even with all my flaws, I think I'm starting to like me. That's because of you. Claudia blushes and looks away. For too long, I kept silent about all the things I should have been saying to you, showing you. I need to learn to be more supportive and encouraging to you because I want you to grow the same way you're helping me to grow. I know it won't be easy at times. Change is hard, but I know you're worth that effort. I think I am too. I want to share decisions and have disagreements because that means you're independent and you have your own opinions. It means you're not my maid. It means that we're friends, partners, a team, equals. I have her full attention now. I say the words that took me way too long to tell her. You're my girl. I love you, Claudia. This makes her smile and blush, and she looks at the floor. And really, what else matters besides that? When she looks up, there's a longing in her gaze, a quiet desperation for what I'm telling her to be true.
Great. We're gonna start seeing more metaphors.
It is. I've loved her as someone who's lived with me, my mother's other child. I've loved her as a person when very few would ever see her as such. Even now, I've loved her in the way that lovers come together. But I've yet to love her in the way she so richly deserves.
Hush, Noodles. You're gonna make Jimmy start asking questions.
Honestly, and without hesitation. You are worthy of being loved. If you need me to, I'll tell you again and again. I'll say it to you every day. I love you, Claudia. My whole life has been a series of incomplete sentences. I've only really felt grounded, spending time with you. Claudia blushes again, suddenly doesn't know what to do with her suds-covered hands. You are a girl, a real one. And you're not any girl. You're my girl. The prettiest girl I know, inside and out. I'm a really lucky guy. Finally, she looks deeply into my eyes. And now, knowing what to do with her hands, she steps forward and grasps mine. Suds and bubbles escape in all directions as we clasp. Love you. So much. So glad now. She always has. I just never saw it. I love you too. I'm excited about it. And now, like the very air I breathe and the water I drink, it's something I cherish. I breathe her and drink her, and she quenches all of my thirsts. My Claudia. I can't think of anything greater in this life than being with you. It will take some time, but she will eventually learn to love herself as I do. And with my own self-improvement, I love myself as much as she loves me. We can't walk those paths for each other, but we can walk them together.
I was just gonna say, it's better that she learns to love herself and, do the Hugum method of you bottle it all up and then you die.
No, Ditaku. You need to love yourself too.
Never.
You will. You will.
Hola. That means hola in Portuguese. I'm gonna learn Portuguese.
No, you're not, damn it. I'm not sure what our future will be, but I know we can make it work, so long as we're together. When Mom comes to visit for the holidays, I want you to be able to cook for her a big meal. Can you imagine Mom's expression when she tastes baked stuffed artichoke with aioli and pan-seared salmon and sees that her sweet claws made it? Clawdia beams at the image. Maybe cook eggplant.
Okay, whoa,
Okay,
whoa,
we
hold
have gone off the rails here, Clawdia. Let's dial it back a little. I reach my hand to scritch behind her perky ears, just the way she likes it. It takes me a good 3 seconds to realize my wet hands are still covered in suds. Claudia jumps a solid 2 feet in the air when she feels the water seep through her hair. Her face whips towards mine with a momentary shock that passes before it can actually take root. She raises a finger to her head, sliding the tip across where I touched her. That comes back with bubbles. I managed to stop myself from pointing out that her arms were already coated in suds. She puts on a thoroughly unconvincing pouty face, huffs at me, and reaches into the sink. Smiling now, she flicks her arms upwards. Clumps of bubbly foam hit me head on. Needless to say, things get a little out of hand after that. Eventually,
Yeah, I was gonna say you kinda deserve that one there, Noodles.
Yep. Eventually, we find ourselves sitting together on the tile floor, covered in soapy bubbles and still giggling about our impromptu suds fight. The kitchen's an absolute disaster, and I don't care at all. So much for Claudia being the tidy one. She giggles
Come
and
on. The suds are like so easy to clean up.
Yeah, run a little water over it. Problem solved. She giggles and splashes the last little bit of soap at me. You should probably shower. Don't want to catch a cold. Claudia tilts her head towards me, pondering the matter.
Hey, a bum bum. I like the 10th time.
Yep. It only takes a few moments before she makes up her mind. Bath later.
Oh my.
Warm now. She hugs me
my.
and holds me like I'm important. Like my existence is the only thing that matters to her at this moment in time. It is validation. One that I didn't know I was missing, that I didn't know I needed so badly. Or maybe I didn't need it until I felt it from Claudia. How did I get so lucky? The good kind of luck, for sure. She leans sideways and gently sets her head in my lap, curling her tail beside her legs and settling down. We should stay like this? Forever. After our bath, Claudia and I head to bed. I look forward to tomorrow and the start of our brand new forever. We'll hang up the new hummingbird feeder and maybe play our tea game again. We'll be productive, and it really doesn't matter what we do, as long as we do it together. Staring. She catches me, lost in warm and wonderful thoughts, and just taking in the sight of the pretty girl next to me. Yeah. Staring. There are far, far better things ahead than any we leave behind. The Clawdia end. Claudia is best Neko. I will do anything for her.
Damn, that honestly strikes me as probably the most. That probably is the true end. That strikes me as a very definitive ending. Like Shimi's ending was good, but it's just kind of like, now I'm the true self-actualization. To be perfectly honest, the entire thing about like, yeah, she'll come back to me seems a little bit iffy, but at the same time though, like, Noodles become me like, I finally realized my own self-worth after getting some. Whoa, is this the power that Goro has been telling me about this whole time? This actually, I think, is not only a lot more definitive. I feel like Claudia, being a character that Noodles has known and has interacted with, it seems a lot more impactful, I think.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. And it's...
And also, I think the dichotomy of like having Mia in finally like letting Noodles, letting him forgive himself while also having Claudia kind of forgive herself from her own inferiority complex is a beautiful, beautiful dichotomy.
Not just duality. That. Claudia's route actually kind of wraps up some plot threads that are left kind of hanging in Shamey's route. Claudia encourages Noodles to block Mia and be done with her forever. So he does. So he moves on in that way. Then you have a resolution to Pepper's storyline because Goro comes to recruit her to be a military Neko, which is kind of perfect for Pepper personality-wise, and she gets her person back. Yes. Shimi is let free because Shimi needs to be free. We know that even in her ending. And even though she found a mate and a nest, basically, and that she'll always return to it someday, I guess there's a certain romanticism to be found in that, but Claudia's she is the childhood friend ending, basically. This is her and Noodles both they both had to come to terms with the fact that they had these inferiority complexes in the first place, and then come to grips with them and what it meant for them. And what I was kind of not expecting was that Claudia and Noodles' dialogue at the end of the chapter would really parallel a lot of what we were talking about an hour ago when I did the whole rant about how you deserve to be loved and forgive yourself and work through your inferiority complexes with someone who will meet you there. And how
you can just imagine prequels George Lucas just being it's like poetry, it rhymes.
It does. And that's the thing is Claudia is this constant pillar of support, and she has this very delicate feminine energy about her, but she's
being 7 feet tall.
Despite being a 7 foot tall Maine Coon, yes. And she just has this very positive energy on Noodles, and she's constantly trying to build him up, and she's trying to help, not just because it in her mind it makes her a real girl. It also is the question of I want to because I know you don't want to, and because I love you. She's basically this is getting into the psychology of the 5 love languages, but Claudia definitely embraces that acts of service kind of mentality. And there is a beauty and there's a symmetry between her and Noodles. And again, her storyline just kind of resolves everything. Everyone has some action taken on their part. I don't think the waitress even showed up again apart from a small pep talk in Shimi's route. So I'm kind of the opinion that this is probably the canon storyline, but we'll let the devs speak to that on their own time. Thank you, Dutaku, for joining me for this marathon of the last leg of Claudia's chapter.
No, thank you. I really enjoy this, and honestly, I hope that the Tail Chaser devs understand that I say a lot of funny things, and I'm not trying to say that to mock this. This is really well written. I had a lot of fun with this. And I absolutely would love to play, their OmOneko fighting game, and whatever else that they produce. This is really good stuff, and I have had a great time. Not only being the ornithopter man, as Helicopter Man has dubbed me, but also to add my own little 50 cents.
Oh, absolutely. But we're not done. You see,
we're not.
I probably talked about this along the way in Claudia's chapter, but the devs were kind enough to answer some questions for me. And I asked, what decisions in Chapter 1 matter? And they said, all of them. And
turns out we can't just jump ahead like we did. That kind of screwed us over.
That actually kind of threw us off the track a bit. I thought that the story split based on which Neko you went to check on after Shimi's arrival, because it was the first prompt that consciously named all 3 and gave you a say in the matter. Here's the thing. Every single choice that was made. Even the really simple ones, like when you get knocked on your butt by Pepper and like you get the option of like, oh, I should do this now, or hey, I need a second to collect myself. Those choices actually mattered. So
Yes.
apparently the way they explained it to me is like our points were basically tied or very close to tied between Shimi and Clawdia. So because we checked on Shimi, we went down Shimi's path. Because I checked on Pepper, Shimi did not get the plus points necessary to become the leader, so Claudia's story kicked in instead. They told me to start the game over again from the beginning this time and thank Pepper with my decision making, and that's how we're going to get onto Pepper's story path.
Okay, think Pepper. Rhyme whenever you can. You must do it all the time. Violence at all, but also you are a spunky tomboy.
So troll the crap out of everyone, no exceptions.
Yes.
So join us next time as we are going to speed through Chapter 1 and start Pepper's chapter properly this time. Whoops. And thank you for watching along. If you've been watching up to this point, you are a hardcore OmOneko devotee. And bless you, sir, madam. 1% of my analytics says that it's women watching, so I guess I have to acknowledge that.
That just proves that the Sallys among you are the true patrician, and God bless you.
Absolutely. Leave your thoughts down below. Which Neko has been your favorite so far? We want to hear your thoughts on the matter. Do that like, comment, subscribe combo we love so very, very much. By the way, as a reminder, this game is 100% free. So despite now having put like 30 hours into it to get through these two stories, like there's like, please support these guys. Go give them a positive review on Steam or something.
Oh, on top of the 30 hours, we also have barely touched upon the fact that they actually have an exceptionally dense... A lot of the questions we've been asking actually have been answered in the glossaria that they have.
Yep.
That's an index to this game that's provided.
Which we will be going over. We will go over that in
Yes.
totality at the end of Pepper's path, because that should have unlocked. Because stuff unlocks as it becomes relevant in the story, which is why we didn't see it straight away. At the end of Pepper's path, we will do a deep dive, maybe its own video even, through the glossary and go over the terms, the definitions, and all the lore that it has to offer. If we still have questions at that point, I will reach out to the devs. So by the way, leave comments down below asking the questions that you have about this world and the world building and the lore up to this point, and I will incorporate those when I sit down to talk to them again. So, thank you again, Ditaku. We're going to pull this episode to an end now.
Auf Wiedersehen.
And we'll see you guys next time.